Hello everyone, welcome on in. It's time for some more Chaos Child. Last time we got all the possible bad ends in this kind of dual route where we can get either Uki's or Serika's ending. I'm pretty sure the way to get Uki's ending specifically is by getting all positive delusions in the route. Conversely, there's this 1 second delusion where I'm pretty sure having the negative delusion at is where it would put us in the Serika route. I'm still not 100% sure which one I want to do first. Like, given how things are going, I'm a little inclined to go Uki's route first, or Uki's ending rather. Just because it's the, like, kind of bittersweet ordeal of like, oh, she made this whole dream world for us. Surely this is like gonna be the good one, right? So like, I feel like technically Serika's route will be a bad end in a way, just because of this. So like, that's why I'm inclined for Uki, but at the same time it's like, well, Uki's route is gonna be the quote-unquote good end, so like save that for last? I don't know. We're definitely gonna for sure get both today. I don't care. But that does mean true ending next week, which is crazy. I was crazy once. For the lack of active viewers in chat, I think I'll have to make this decision on my own. I think I will go ahead and go for Uki's route first. We'll just have more emotional turmoil later, probably. It's fine. It's fine. I love a solid ellipsis. Either way, the fastest way to find out was to read it. That would give me a clue as to whether it was real or if it was... This would give me a clue as to whether it was real or a prank. I cut off a tiny piece at the top of the envelope and took out the letter from inside. The letter was written on pretty pink paper that matched the envelope. I started to read the contents of the letter. Let's see. Nani. And I apologize for sending this to you so suddenly. But it was causing me too much pain. Too much sorrow and too much agony to keep my feelings locked up inside my tiny little heart. I love the effect of Hakuru's voice blending into the girl's voice. I am but one person that is not in post-production land, so I can't do that. I'm very afraid that this letter won't be enough on its own to express the depth of my feelings. But still, I have to write it. I have to do everything I can to put my feelings to paper. Miyashiro-senpai, I've watched you for a long time. You're so smart, so knowledgeable about everything, and everyone looks up to you as the president of the newspaper club. But you're also so modest and so reserved. Each time I see the sparkle in your eyes behind those glasses, my heart aches. And at some point, I've become your prisoner. Lately, I think about you all the time, whether I'm awake or asleep. I feel like I'm going crazy. Crazy? I was crazy once. Of course, I know I'm not good enough for a wonderful person like you. But if you have even the slightest interest in me at all, it doesn't have to be serious to start with. But would you please consider going on a date with me, senpai? talkative noises. Just starting it was enough to make me feel dizzy. I was ashamed that I had ever doubted her. I could feel Awazaki Yume's pure innocent feelings for me pouring forth. Joy burst from within my heart. I'm a truly terrible man to make such an innocent girl my prisoner. I ran my hand up and back through my hair and adjusted the rim of my glasses, and sighed dramatically. What's this? Ew, what's this? And then I saw it. At the bottom of the letter. There was an 11-digit number. Was that a cell phone number? I'll be waiting for your answer. And that was what it said in cute round letters next to the number. My throat went dry, and my stomach started to clench. She wants me to call her? She wanted me to talk on the phone with a girl I'd never met before, and one who was supposedly the prettiest to come along in a decade? Sirika and the other newspaper club members were one thing, but I still got nervous talking to my classmates. This was asking way too much. Ellipsis. The second one. Oh my, a third one. And it's making some thinking sounds. Gasp. I realized I'd been standing there clutching the love letter for hours. If I waited any longer, I'd lose the chance to call her. Not to mention, it must have taken her a lot of courage to write this letter. So if I didn't respond, Sarika and Kurisu would get mad at me. Not only would it be rude to her, it would go against my own sense of morals and etiquette.
Yes.
Let's do this. I gathered up all my willpower, took out the phone, and dialed the number on the paper. Uh-huh. And then I tapped the screen with a trembling finger. And it started to ring. The wait was torture. I had to try my best to stop from hanging up. And then she picked up. Hello? Amazing. I stuttered. I totally screwed that up. It's me. I tried my best to start over. Hello, Mr. Obama. So true. Huh? Is this Hawazaki-san's voice? Can you hear me? Come on, Taku. Taku? How does she know my nickname? Come on, Taku. Maybe this is actually Sarika's route then. Interesting. Huh? This voice, is that...
Oh?
Onore? Oh, I should have actually expected that given that for the positive delusion at the cafe, like, Sarika popped up. I still could end up being Uki's route anyways because, you know, really bleeding into the dream possibly, but shucks. No way. I know I entered the right number. Takaru, please answer me. Takaru. And this time it was another voice. And the voice belonged to... Kurisu. What's going on? Why am I talking to Sarika and Kurisu? Maybe the girl sent me that letter as a prank? No, wait. I could see Sarika and Ito doing this, but would Kurisu really go along with something like that? No way, Kurisu isn't the type. She'd never do something so childish. Besides... Taku, can you hear me? Answer me. It sounds like they're talking about something really urgent. This doesn't feel like a prank or an act. Oh no, wait. What's wrong? And why is the connection so bad? so the people doing the audio effects can go on a field day, because they're doing great. Sirika, you need to tell him. He needs to know. Yeah, you're right. My heart started to beat faster. What was going on? What were they talking about? There was so much noise on the line, it was almost impossible to make them out. And they seemed like they were in a big hurry. Listen carefully. Where you are isn't... So please, Taku, hurry and... The people doing the audio work is doing great. I love... Hey, I can't tell what you're saying. Get somewhere with better reception. Bloop. Huh? Yeah, that's fair. Reasonable reaction. And what's the sensation I'm feeling? What was I... Oh, right, the phone. I was on the phone. I looked at the phone I was holding. Ellipsis. And it was still trying to connect me to Aoizaki Yume. There were no signs she'd picked up, and I couldn't hear Serika or Kurisu at all. Confused Takara noises. I'm so confused. What the hell was that? A dream? But it felt so real. The ringing continued. This is when I thought she might not pick up. You connected, and now we get to skip through. Hell yeah. Since we already did the other positive delusion, the blah blah blah, we gotta keep skipping right on through after that until it becomes the proper character route, be it Uki or Serika. Though given that that's what the positive delusion did here, I feel like it's probably gonna be Serika's route. But that's just a hunch. Here we are. Get positive delusion, idiot. Here we are again. Yeah. Yeah, she's right. If Uki will make me happy, that's fine with me. Hang on. Context? Everything started to weigh a tiny hand around my back as Yuki's hand jumped over that would keep me safe, so that's that. I see. So I guess I still was right, maybe? I don't know. Let's keep going. Let's find out if this is Uki's or Serika. And I slowly sank into the abyss of unconsciousness. Forever and ever. Another Uki? You can't! Huh? Suddenly, I heard a voice that pulled me back from the abyss. A roar filled the air, and a single ray of light flashed. It felt like the void itself was being sliced apart. I struggled to open my eyes, and then forced my vision into focus. I saw two people there. One was Yuki, who was on top of me, and the other was Yuki, not on top of me, probably. Yep. Takure-san! Two Ukis? Perfect, an Uki for each hand. The other Uki was holding a huge elegant, not elephant, god damn. The other Uki was holding a huge, elegant blade, far too big for her little body, and using it to tear open a hole in space. Hell yeah. Uki noises from both Ukis. The Uki from the other side of the void swung her sword in a flash. The Uki on top of me leapt back and just barely dodged. You. My mind was having trouble comprehending the fact that I was seeing two Ukis. Fair. What the hell? What the hell is happening? What is going on? Is this part of the dream? Or is it real? I just don't understand. Why are there two Ukis? Another Uki lifted her blade and readied it. Uki raised her hand out into the emptiness and plunged it into a crack between dimensions. The particles formed in the dead spots in my brain. And with the dazzling light, the long flowing blade, her D-sword, appeared in her hand. We're seeing double. The two of them stared at each other for a moment. They both moved at almost the exact same time. Uki on Uki violence! The blade was brought down in a flash, like a hawk descending on its prey. And the other Uki raised her own weapon to block it. And then the other Uki launched her counterattack. The sword scorched the arrow as it danced faster than the wind. But her powerful strike was deflected by a strange movement where she held the blade diagonally. Wind. Sound. Impact. The two switched rapidly between attacker and defender. The two switched rapidly between one place and another. The two switched rapidly in my mind. I couldn't tell which one was which anymore. Takuri-san, don't let her trick you! One of the Uki seemed to be losing slightly. She yelled in a loud voice that didn't sound like Uki at all. Trick me? What do you mean? What she did with the maid that's in front of you just said is all a lie. So please, don't let her trick you. Don't tell him that. Oh, lie? What she just told me, that I can live happily in my dreams forever. That was all a lie. Listen to me. Even if you do what she tells you, it won't make you happy. I won't be happy. That's right. You'll just melt away into the delusion and never be able to come back. Don't say another word. Pale fireworks flashed violently in front of me, and rainbow streaks of light burned into my eyes. I tried as hard as I could to think about what the other Uki, the one that had just appeared, was telling me. Takuri-san, she's lying to you. You can be happy in your dreams. No, she's lying to you. Which is the real her? Who should I believe? Takuri-san, remember what happened back then. Back then? Remember what happened that day. Don't say anything else. What happened that day? It was... that day. What really happened? Ask yourself, whose delusion is this really? Think, and find the answer. I could sense a door that was half open in the back of my mind. The vision of the past I'd seen started to slowly open that door once more. No, stop. Don't remember. No. Remember what really happened, and who this delusion really belongs to. What really happened. And that day, I saw tiny little boxes in the shape of a person. Dark red liquid flowing out of them. An overwhelming metallic stench. And inside those boxes was... So, tell me, how did it feel to lose someone you cared about? How does it feel to have nothing but regrets, and to know how powerless you are? I remembered this part. The horrible events of that day. She was everything to me, and you let her die. But now my revenge can be complete.
でもこれでようやく復讐も終わる。
Ito, you.
お前。次は
Now it's your turn, Miyashiro. Did you bring that scalpel and anesthetic? I was so angry about Yui's death.
それがなきゃ。
If not, it's going to hurt me real bad, just like it did for Yui-chan. Ito.
なんだ。
What? Are you going to cry and beg me not to kill you? Get on your knees and weep. You're really... Oh, Takure-san. And then Uki came.
Good. I found you. Listen, Yu-chan is...
And then she saw what happened to Yui.
No.
She took half a step back.
No.
And screamed. What? Her D-sword appeared in her small hand. What the hell? What's gotten into her? Yuki had staggered forward, flailing the sword wildly. Ito was running and screaming for his life. Wait, Yuki, Ito was still... I got between them. And then... I reached out my hand.
No.
Stop it, Yuki! And in my hand was my D-sword. That's right. I acted on instinct and grabbed the sword in the corner of my eye.
No.
And then I can't say this is the turn of events I was expecting. I'm unfortunately also not surprised this is the turn of events for the record, but... I wasn't the one who was stabbed. It was... Yuki. A horrible sensation of ripping through blood vessels and muscle fiber. Her body crumpling forward. The sound of her coughing up blood. The thud when she bounced off the pavement. Yuki's body turning red. It all came back to me. Yeah, that's fair. As the truth of the past came back to me, the Uki from this reality screamed and collapsed on the cold floor. She started to spasm and vomit up blood.
Uki.
Her limbs flailed out in impossible directions and froze. It was a slow death, but a certain one. My mouth went wide open in shock as I tried to understand what was happening to her. She reached out her hand into the air, fingers curled like she wanted to grab something. But then her arm fell. She stopped moving completely.
Uki. Uki.
I remembered even though I wish I hadn't. What I'd just seen was the hidden truth. And because I'd remembered it, the Uki from this reality had just died. All the exhaustion and desire for sleep that had been eating away at my body were gone. I suddenly felt something strange and looked down at my hands. In my right hand was a long, sharp sword. The shining blade was covered in sticky blood.
Boku.
I
Boku.
did it again.
You remembered, didn't you?
Another Uki whispered softly. Her eyes were filled with sorrow as she stared at her own twisted body lying on the floor.
This isn't the world you curated. This was the world that Yamaza Yuki created. A world of delusions inside me.
So it really was Uki's.
それじゃ
Then what
Uki.
about you? Where's the real you right now?
The real me is sleeping in a bed next to you.
僕の
Next to me.
隣で
Yes. And this world is my final dream. Just before my life fades away.
ユキの
Your dream.
夢の世界
Yes. I rebooted the dream world
私の
inside
夢
me
の世界を
and trapped you
無意識
here.
にリアルブートしてしまいました。その夢にタクルさんを巻き込んだまま、
So this world is Yuki's dream.
この子は
Then, this girl.
Yuki's voice sounded a little more sad now.
この子は
She was
この子
she
は
was who I would be if I got everything I ever wanted.
憧れを手にした私でした。
Yuki knelt down and silently closed her other self's eyes. And then she slowly stood up and walked over to the desk and opened the drawer. She took out a tiny envelope. It was a pink envelope, like a little girl would choose.
覚えています
Do you
か？
remember this?
それ
And
は
that's... It wasn't something from so long ago that I would forget it. And it had left an incredible impression on me. So I remembered it very well. It was the envelope that Awazaki Yume had used to send her love letter.
嘘をついて
I'm sorry
ご
for
めん
lying
なさ
to
い。
you.
Yuki looked a little embarrassed.
あの手
I'm
紙
the
を
one
書
who
いた
wrote that
のも、
letter.
そ
I'm the
して
one who appeared to you in that cafe in the form of your ideal girl.
あのお店で
was
待って
her.
いたのもこの子。いえ、
No,
私
really.
だったんです。
It was me.
Yuki is Awazaki Yume? But why?
憧れていたん
I
ですね。
think I always wanted this,
自分
even
で
if
も
I
気づいて
never
いなかった
realized
けど、
it.
だから
So, I thought that I could at least have it in my dreams.
I suppose this is a world that any girl might see once in her dreams. But for Uki, maybe that's what she always wanted. For a girl who grew up in that dark basement, who never even had the chance to go to middle school. Oh, so that's it. Ozaki Yume. Something clicked in my mind. Awazaki Yume. Rearrange the letters and it becomes Yamazoi Yuki. Yeah. The answer was there all along.
ありがとうござい
Thank
ま
you,
した。
Sakura-san.
Her eyes were still downcast as she spoke.
私は夢
In
の
my
中で
dreams, I was able to live the life I always
憧れの
wanted,
日々を送る
even
こ
if
と
it
が
was
で
just
き
for
ま
a
した。
short time.
I felt like I knew what Yuki was trying to say.
でも
But
これでも
now
う
the dream is
夢は
over.
終わりです。
ユキ、
もうすぐ
The real
現
me is
実の
about
私
to
は死
die.
んでしまうでしょう。
But that's...
でも
But before that
その前に
happens,
タクルさ
I
ん
want you to go
はタ
back
クル
to
さ
the
んのい
world
る
where
べ
you
き世界に
belong.
戻ってください。あの人
That
が
woman,
久野里さん
Kunosato-san,
が言っていま
she
した。
said that if I die,
私
this
が死
copy
ね
of
ば
Shibuya will be
こ
swallowed
の
up by
妄
the
想の
Direct
渋谷は
Sea.
ディラックの海に飲み込まれてしまうって。だから
So, before that happens, you need to...
ユキは
What about you?
君
What
は
will you
どうす
do?
るつもりなんだ。
もう時
There's
間
no
は
time.
ありません。
答えになって
That's not an answer.
お前は
What
ど
will you
うするんだ
do?
よ。
私は
I...
She tried to continue, but before she could get the words out, the strength left her body and she fell to the ground.
何？
What? I quickly ran over to her and grabbed her by the arm and tried to help her up.
何
What
や
are
ってん
you
だよ。
doing?
タクルさん
You're
お
coming
前も
too.
一緒だろ。
You have to
一緒
come
に
with
戻るん
me.
だよ。
No matter how cruel the real world was, no matter how far away how happiness seemed.
タクルさん
ほら、
Come
立て
on,
よ。
stand up.
立って
Stand up
一緒
and
に
come
来い
with
よ。
me. I would take her with me.
ありがとうタクルさん。
Thank you, Sakura-san.
And then Uki smiled a little.
でも
But
ダメ
we
です。
can't.
She quietly brushed my hand away.
私はもう
It was all I could do,
ここに来るだけで
just to come here at all.
限界だったんです。
何を
What are
言って
you saying? She pointed to the D sword in my hand with a shaking finger.
久野里さんが言ってい
Kanosato
ま
said
した。
that the D sword was like a
理
bridge
想度は
connecting
妄想と
delusion and
現実とをつ
reality.
なぐ橋のようなものなんだって。
そんなこ
That
と
doesn't...
だから
So,
そ
if
れ
you
をし
follow
っかり
it,
と伝
you'll
え
end
てい
up
けば
back in the real
きっと
world.
現実に戻れます。
お前
I
が
can
いれ
go
ば
back
現
to the
実に
real world
戻れ
with you,
るんだろ。
right? So just
だから
come with
お前も
me.
一緒に。
Uki was sitting on the floor, reaching out a shaking hand. She was reaching for a broken pot. It had shattered during the fight, and the chauffeur was lying on the floor, looking sad. Somehow, it seemed just like Uki herself in this very moment.
タクルさん。この子、あ
Thank you.
りがとうございました
Don't worry about it. But before I could say the word, Uki
嬉しかった。
It made me happy.
collapsed to the floor. And then, the world started to fall apart. And the ground and sky started to roar and shake. And everything was pulled back into a pre-quantum state of possibility. Everything dissolved into ones and zeros and fell apart. The end of the world was inescapable, and it was almost upon me.
ユキ、
I desperately tried to grab her tiny body. However, her outline started to blur. And the matter that made up her body was dissolving, like sand being blown away by the wind, and then turned back into ones and zeros. and disappeared, like it had never been there to begin with. I grabbed the D-sword into the floor, or I stabbed with the D-sword into the floor, and clung to it to help myself stay standing. But the destruction quickly came for me as well and reached me. I felt like my body was being ripped apart. A wave of annihilation enveloped me. And all my senses blacked out. Everywhere I looked, there was nothing. 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 The void. Or perhaps, was this the DRXC, where all things would someday return? I was wandering through an endless void. Particles of light were flowing upward all around me. Even in this form, I could tell exactly what they were. This was Yuki. No, that wasn't quite right. It was the memories that made her up. The memories poured into my brain like a rushing torrent. A young Yuki. Her parents had brought her to a strange building, and she was sitting there, confused, as the adults around her bowed their heads low to the floor. A gloomy room filled with cement and metal. Dozens of horrible devices. Experiments. But even then, she was smiling when she was with her friends, young Yuri and others too. Then the earthquake and the destruction. The sealed room. Screaming adults. Fear of reality and longing. Two colliding desires. We want you to stay pure, innocent, and untainted. We want you to take care of us forever. She subconsciously rebooted that desire. And that's what had happened to her body. Still, she accepted everything. Even her own fate. The world turned pure white and began to be rebuilt again. I clutched the D-sword tightly with my fingers, just like Yuki had told me to. Ellipsis.
Come on, Kuru. No-chan, I just heard him. What?
These voices.
Takeru. Takeru.
And they were calling out for me over and over.
Taku. 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 Taku.
Oh, what? You guys are so loud.
Dad, Takeru. Takeru's opened his eyes.
He did? I'll be right there. And the world began to regain its color.
Takeru, do you know me? Do you know who I am?
Of course I do. Kurisu.
Taku, what about me? What about me?
Who are you again? Just kidding. Eh? Ow. That hurts. Come on. What kind of idiot jumps on someone right after they get out of coma?
But...
Dad ran through the curtains, separating the beds, and pulled Serika off me, then peered down at my face. You're fully conscious, I see. As he started to give me an exam, I looked down at my hand. It was still in the shape it had been when I was holding my D-sword.
I'm so glad you woke up. Me too. Do you know how worried we were?
こいつら
These two kept
ずっと
calling
お
your
前
name
が
so
あっ
that
ち
we
行っち
wouldn't
まわない
lose
よ
you.
声をかけ続けてくれてたんだぞ。
Right.
あ
I
りがとう。
think I heard your voices.
聞こえてた。
Don't worry about it. Anything for you,
私たち
Taku.
とタクの仲じゃん。そうよ。
That's right.
それ
I
に
want.
これ以上家族がい
I
なく
don't
な
want
っ
to
ちゃう
lose
なんて。
any more of my family.
Kurisu's voice suddenly cut off. Anymore. Is she talking about Yui? And one more person.
ウキ。
Where's
あ、
Uki? I sat up and asked. She said she was sleeping next to me.
タクル、
Takura,
よく
Listen
聞
to
いて。
me. Uki-chan
Uki-chan
is.
a cold a cold sweat appeared on my body when I heard those words. It can't be. Maybe she's already. I slowly looked around. And there she was.
ウキ。
I could see her resting quietly on the other side of the curtain that separated our beds. Her eyes were shut, and there were tubes attached all over her body. I could hear a monitoring device near her, beeping at regular intervals. She's alive. But then why did Kurisu and Serika act that way? What does that mean?
冷静に聞いて
Takeru,
タクル。
listen to me. Non-chan. You don't have to tell him right
何も
now.
今言わなくても。
いや、
It's okay.
Linda.
Run away.
お前。
I kept my eyes on Uki as I spoke.
クルス、
Kurisu,
教えてくれ。
is Uki.
ウキは。
I had been ready for it, but when I saw it for real, I didn't want to believe it. Even so, I knew I still had to face the reality of the situation anyway. This wasn't the dream world anymore, and she was the one who told me to come back.
ウキちゃんね。
Uki-chan survived.
一命は
But
取り留めはしたけれど。
Kunosato-san said her brain was badly
脳に受けた
damaged.
ダメージが大きいって久野里さんが。
はっきり言って
Tell
く
me
れ。
straight, Kurisu.
クルス、
Is Uki going to get better?
ウキは。治るのか。
I'm
残念
sorry,
だけど
but at this rate,
このまま。
She slowly shook her head. My heart instantly felt like it was going to freeze. I'm sorry, but at this rate, I tried to process the meaning of her words, and the horrible truth finally hit me like a truck. Uki would never wake up again. She would never talk again. She would never smile again. Never. I forced my aching body out of the bed.
大丈夫。
I'm fine. Serika and Kurisu rushed to support me, but I waved them away. Like a sleepwalker, I staggered over to Uki's unconscious body. Her breathing was irregular, but steady. The machine was beeping. I couldn't see a single scratch on her face. She looked like she could open her big round eyes. She looked like she could open her big round eyes and laugh any second. But suddenly, I was assaulted by a wave of emotion. I softly touched her cheek. Her silent body was so warm, and I... All I did was cry. For the girl who'd said that other people's happiness was what made her happy. For the girl who'd risked her life to save me.
ありがとうございました。
thank you. Takuru-san.
私は
In my
夢の中
dreams,
で
I was able to live the life I always wanted,
憧れ
even
の
if
日
it
々を
was
送る
just
こと
for
が
a
でき
short
ました
time.
For the girl who'd smiled as she said those words. Was there anything I could have done for her? Could I have given her happiness?
この子
Thank you
ありがとう
for
ございま
this.
した
I...
嬉しかった
It made me happy.
I... Ellipsis. And so, many days passed. Many springs, many summers, and many autumns came and went.
それじゃあ行ってきま
Alright,
す
I'll be off.
いってらっしゃい
Bye.
気
Take
をつけて
care.
ね
今日もいい
The
天
weather's
気だ
nice again
な
today.
行こうか
Let's go.
ウキ
Yuki.
あっちは
There are
人
a
が
lot of
多いか
people over
ら
there, so
こっちを
we'll
回ろ
go
う
this way. Ellipsis from Yuki.
それとも
Or
向こうの
would you
方がい
rather
い
we
か
went over there? Another ellipsis from Yuki.
わかった
Got it.
そ
We'll
れじ
go
ゃあ
over
向こうから
there.
行こ
Shortly after, Yuki's body had recovered to the point where we could take her off life support. But it was only her body that had recovered. She didn't talk or laugh anymore. She just stared into space like a doll. Her mind had gone someplace far away and still hadn't come back. Kunosata-san said it would probably never would. And she was probably right. My one wish was that wherever she was, she found the world she'd always wished for. All I could do was pray for that, spend each day with her. It was the one thing I could do to atone for her.
あタク
I turned around just in time to see Serika run up to us.
うよ
Hey.
今日もお散歩
Going for another walk?
Mm.
うまあな
Yeah.
そっか
I see. The
いい
weather
天
is
気だもんね
nice.
Serika smiled at Yuki and then looked up at the bright blue sky.
悪いな
I'm sorry.
最近
I
あ
haven't
んま
been
り
able
一
to
緒にい
hang
られな
out
くて
much lately.
うん
Huh?
私
I
の
don't
こと
mind.
は気に
As
し
long
なく
as
て
you're
いい
okay
よ
with how things are.
私はタクがそれでよければいいんだし
Squints at her. Serika looked at me.
タクはいいん
And you're
でし
okay
ょ
with how things
そ
are,
れで
right?
Of course. The best thing would be for Yuki to get better, but that was too much to hope for now. So I would do what I could for her.
まあ
Yeah,
Ah.
I guess. This was the path I'd chosen.
Okay.
だったら
Let's get it
よ
up
し
for me then.
Serika smiled, satisfied at my answer.
Alright, I'll be
私は
going. See you later, Uki-chan. Ciao.
チャオス
She said a word she probably picked up from someone else and left. I watched her go, and then we started to walk again. We took each step slowly and carefully.
そうそう
Oh, right.
それで
So,
さ
you
ユウト
tell.
が
Ellipsis.
そ
And
した
then
ら
Dad.
父さんがさ
More silence from Yuki. No matter what I said, there was never an answer. When I kept talking, and waited for the day that she would finally come back.
Oh.
Aw. I think I know where this is going. I stopped in front of a small store. I'd spotted a planter. And I'd seen a certain plant lined up in front of the others at the florist. A Shafalra. And it was the plant that I'd given to Uki as a present for her room.
嬉しかった
It made me happy.
I thought I heard her voice and quickly turned to look at her. But I just imagined it.
そう
Yeah,
だよな
that's not. Ellipsis from Uki still. And then.
ウキ
Her eyes, like glass beads, quivered for a moment. Finally, a not-so-silent ellipsis from Uki, and a single tear ran down her cheek.
Uki.
She didn't speak. Her expression didn't change, but she was still in there. And someday. Hey, Uki. The world was constantly growing, expanding, and evolving. Even if it left the two of us behind, I'd always spend my days with her. And believe that someday she would come back to us. Until then, I'll spend my life taking care of you, so that someday you can be happy.
君の幸せのために。
I didn't know if that day would ever come. But until then, I would keep believing. Always. Please tell us you got her the plant. Okay, well, he got her the plant. End of story.
ねえ、
Hey, Taku.
タク、
Did it come true?
叶えられた？
Did you get what you
やり
wanted?
たいこと。
You mean pain and suffering? Sure. Definitely got that. Dream Sky End. Yep, okay. A hidden story has been unlocked. I imagine that's the true ending. Yep, that's the true ending. Unlocked now. Oh hey, the D-Search is right there. That's nice. Anyways, we got to get that other ending first, methinks. Back here we go. So that was for sure the Uki ending, I think. Well, maybe we can double check that, actually. Doesn't seem we can check from here, so let's go back to the title menu. It's fine. Extra ending list. Yeah, that was the Uki ending. So let's get that. I'm glad I was right. Oh, am I glad that I was right? No. But I was right that the positives only would be Uki's route, for sure. I really don't know what to expect for this to go, however, to be Serika's route. But, you know, let's find out, shall we? A solid ellipsis. Anyway, if I read it, I might be able to tell what the goal behind this letter is. I couldn't get the sticker on the back off easily, so I carefully sliced it off with a pair of scissors and took out the pile of folded papers from inside. What's this? Copy paper? Why would someone stuff this into a cute envelope like that? And was she going for Gatmoe? Like, this is cute to me because it's bizarre and unexpected? That was incredibly depressing, but like specifically because it was suddenly realistic. Yeah, that's fair. And that was the dream sky end, so I really don't know what to expect from reality, frankly. But what does it say? The words on the paper were printed from a computer, not handwritten like the outside. I was a little disappointed, but that was fine. What was important was what they said. Let's see. Dear Miyashita Takuru, I have watched you for a long time. That was normal. But it was too painful to just watch and not act.
So, I've gathered all my courage together to write this letter. What I want to tell you is extremely simple. I'm in love with you. I have been for a long time. I love how straight your hair is. I love how you're not too athletic in tone, but not too thin. I love how intelligent you look in your glasses. I love your cool, unemotional eyes. I love the high bridge of your nose.
These are very specific things.
I love what a great leader you are in the newspaper club. I love it when you smile. It's moe to me. It's moe moe kyun.
Moe. How's the negative delusion?
私は
I love you,
宮代
Miyashiro
先輩が
senpai.
好きです。
I took a photo of you in secret.
宮
I
代
made it
先輩
myself
の
on
写真を
wallpaper,
隠し撮りし
and I
て
stare
待
at
ち
it
受けに
every
して
night.
毎
Well,
晩
that's
ベ
the
ッ
answer
ド
to
の
my
中で
question.
眺めてい
Real
ます。
fast.
先輩の
I
髪
pick
の
up
毛
a
を
piece of
拾
your
って
hair and put it in a stuffed animal, and I hold it when I
いつ
go
も
to
抱い
sleep
て
at
眠っ
night.
ています。私は
I'm always watching you.
いつも先輩
Always,
のことを見
always.
ています。いつも朝起きて寝ぼけた
I'm
顔
watching
で
you
眼
when you
鏡を
get
か
up,
けるところ
rub your eyes, and put on your glasses in the
外に出
morning.
てまず
I'm watching when you go outside and take that first big stretch.
一人で
I'm watching when you're
クールキャットプレスを読
alone,
んで
grinning, and reading your copies of Cool Cat Press. I'm always
いつも
watching.
いつも見ています。私はい
I'm
つ
always
も
watching you.
先輩
Always,
のことを見
always,
ています。
always, always.
いつもいつもいつもいつも見てい時々妄想してい
I
る
watch
とこ
when
ろも
you
見ています。
sometimes have you delusions. Hmm,
そう。
that's right.
先
You're
輩
always
はい
having
つも妄想してい
delusions.
ます。言うなれば
You could say you're a prisoner
妄
of
想
your
に
own
囚われる人で
delusions.
す。あなたは
You're trapped in the delusion of
渋谷の
Shibuya.
妄想に囚われています。このままだと
Something terrible will
取り
happen
返しの
soon.
つかないことになります。早くそこから逃
Unless
げ
you
出
can
さなけれ
escape.
ば。逃げなさい。
Run.
逃げろ。
Run.
そう
Run
な
or
んじゃ
you'll...
あなたは
You'll... With so many L's.
なんだよこれ
What the hell is this? It's terrifying. Seriously, what the hell? She's completely denpa. A prisoner of my delusions? Running away? What the hell is she talking about? She was watching me? That was a joke, right? But she knows about Cool Cat Press.
まさか
She can't really. I stood up to look outside my window. That's a sound. Huh? What's the sensation I'm feeling? What was I? Oh, that's right. I was reading that letter.
あれ
Huh? And the bed was covered with pink paper. It wasn't copy paper, and the writing on it was handwritten, not typed. I quickly looked through it, and it was a normal love letter. That's fair. What was that then? Did I take Ito's suggestion that it might be a prank a little too seriously? Even so, it seems so realistic. I calmed myself down and read through the letter again. The letter said that she wanted to date me. And then I saw it. There was an 11-digit number at the bottom of the letter.
お返事待ってます。
I'll be waiting for your answer.
And that's what it said.
電話
Phone call, huh? I wasn't very good on the phone. I could feel my stomach clench with stress. And it felt like the stress wasn't going to go away until I called. I'd rather just call now than go through all that misery.
よし
Let's do this. I spoke loudly to work up my courage and took out the phone. And then I carefully entered the number on the paper and tapped the call icon with shaking fingers. I waited for a while, but she showed no signs of picking up. This is about to hang up. It connected, and now we can skip through. Oh boy. Really wonder what Setika's route's gonna have in store for us. I don't think we'll be emotionally spared. Given that we weren't emotionally spared for Uki's route. wonder where this will diverge. I wonder if it's the same point. Probably the same point. Yeah. Seems like it. Here we are in the bed again. Or... The two Ukis are here. We're realizing what's happening. Where will this diverge then? Maybe at the point of Serika talking to him while walking Uki? Look at this called the reality ending. Okay, here. Oh boy. I'm not prepared for this one. Where's Yuki? I sat up and asked. That's definitely a different response. Kurisu and Serika both looked away from me, lips pressed into a thin line. But just from that I could tell. Yuki was gone. In the corner of my eye, I could see the curtain separating the bed from this bed from the next. And that was where Dad had been a moment ago. Yuki was there, but she was gone now. Yuki would never move again. She never helped get dinner ready or helped Dad at his work all day without a single complaint. I'd known it was going to happen. Yuki had told me. But I thought that there could have been a chance. Just like how there was a 50-50 chance the cat in the box is alive, at least until you open it. I thought that just maybe. But no, I had to accept it. I had to face reality. However... My feelings overflowed. Hot tears dripped down my face. There's nothing I could do now but cry. I thought I could save her. This time, I thought I could save her. The new gate. I'd seen the girl I'd witnessed at the facility so long ago. Minamisawa Senri. And this time I thought I could save her. Was that wrong of me to do? Even when she was down in that basement, Yuki had never thought of herself as sad. Maybe it was being arrogant to think I could save her. Maybe what I'd done for her was just for my own self-satisfaction. Was she ever able to feel any happiness for herself? Even a little?
Thank you, Sakura-san.
Yuki's words echoed in my mind.
In my dreams, I was able to live the life I always wanted, even if it's just for a short time.
She'd think of me at the very last moment of her life. For helping to grant her tiny little wish, which had only come true in her dreams. It wasn't fair. And cried for a long time after that. For Yuki. For the little girl who'd only just wanted other people to be happy. In other words, you're telling me that you killed Yamazawa Yuki. Several days later, Shinjo-san and Kunosato-san came to ask me about what had happened. So I told them everything. Yes. Like I just told you. He was the one who took her life.
彼女の命を奪ったのは僕です。だから逮捕してく
You
れ
want me
って
to
のは
arrest you?
はい。
Yes. I could still feel it in my hands. The sensation I felt when I ran her body through. And I was the one who killed her. And I had to atone for it.
だから僕を
Please
逮捕してください。
The police probably wanted to find a killer as soon as possible. That's why I thought that Shinja-san would gladly put the handcuffs on me. However...
どう思う
What do you think?
ありえない。
Impossible.
だよな。
Yeah. Shinjo-san and Kunosato-san were looking at each other and saying something that didn't make sense.
ありえない。
Impossible? What does that
どう
mean?
いうことですか
Is it possible that I killed
僕が
Inki?
ウキを殺したということがですかでも僕
But
は
I know
確か
I
に刺した
stabbed
ん
her
ですよ
with my own
この
hands.
手で
I real booted the D sword.
D ソードをリアルブートして
I remembered it clear as day. I was the one who had killed her. How could it be impossible?
山添ウキの
And
遺
there were
体
no
に
external
目
wounds
立
on
った外傷はなかっ
Yamazo
た
Yuki's body. What? But that means...
どういう
What
意味です
do you mean?
どうも
Exactly what I
言葉のままだ
There were no external wounds
山
on
添ウキ
Yamazo
の遺体に
Yuki's
目立った
body.
外傷はない一応
Since she was
事件の
connected to
関
the
係者と
case,
いうこと
I
で
had an
検視
autopsy
も行われ
performed,
たが
but they found no
何ら
signs
かの
that she
外
died
的な
from
衝撃
external
で死んだわ
trauma.
けではないという結論が出ている要する
In other
に
words, Yamazo Yuki
は
died
自
a
然死
natural
だ
death.
そ
No
こに事
crime was
件性はない
committed. A natural death.
そんな
But
バカ
that's impossible.
僕は
I
確かに
killed her.
この手でウキを
それは
Are
確
you
か
sure
なんだ
about that? Kunosato-san had been mostly silent, but now she interrupted me.
お前は
You real booted your
ディ
D
ソー
sword and
ドを
stabbed
リアルブート
Yamazoe.
して山添
Are
を
you
刺した
truly sure about that?
それは確かなんだな
I'm telling
さっき
you,
から言ってるで
it's
しょ
true.
本当ですよ
なるほ
I
ど
see. There might be one possibility
可能
then.
性があるとすれば
No, but that's...
だがしかし
何ですか
What is it?
教えて
Please,
ください
tell me. Kunosato-san's words cut off, and I stormed over to her.
山添
Yamazo Yuki wanted to
お
stop you
前
from
を殺
becoming a
人犯に
murderer.
しないため最後の力
So,
を
she used the last of her power to reboot a
自ら
delusion
の死が
where she
自然
died a
死だった
natural
という
death.
妄想をリア
Or
ル
at
ブート
least,
した
that was my first
と
thought.
いう可能性も
But
あるかと思ったんだが彼女が死ん
now
で
that
し
she's
まった今
dead,
となって
there's no way to know for sure.
それもあるいは
And of course, if you're still in
こ
her
こがま
world
だ
of
妄想の
delusions,
世界だと
that
いうの
changes
なら
things.
話は別だがな
A world of delusions? This is another delusion?
胡蝶の夢
The dream of the butterfly. And the words came to me suddenly, and I immediately looked up. Someone was watching me. I looked outside the room, trying to see who it was. There was a long, dim hallway, and beyond it, there was...
どうした
What's wrong,
Miyashiro?
Miyashiro? No, I thought I
Ima.
saw someone.
人の影が
I thought I saw a tiny shadow. The shadow of a tiny girl, holding a sword far too big for her.
影
A shadow. But when I looked again, it was gone. Fuck. Really? You're gonna end there? Come on. Another sky end. That's fucked up and evil. I guess it was dream and another, not reality. I'm stupid. Okay, so that wasn't technically Serika's end. Why did I get the impression that was technically Serika then? I think I misled myself actually. Because I'm like, oh surely there's a Serika ending. I guess she'll be the true ending, if not technically the Over Sky end, I guess. That's on me, I guess. Fuck this game. Oh, I totally could have finished this all last week if I had not spent 2 hours getting on the fucking route. But did we do the true ending tonight? We might have to do the true ending tonight. Like, part of me is like, well, maybe we could just do a different game, but I don't know. Might have to do the true ending tonight, methinks. I'll go on a break. I'll throw up a poll. And if there's not enough votes, I'll probably do the true ending anyways, but for anyone that's on YouTube, the poll will in fact be on Twitch, so if you would like to vote for that, please tab over to Twitch. But I'll be right back. Leave you guys with the poll to decide, I guess. Yeah, you guys can have 10 minutes to decide. I will be back. Oh, I'll run an ad too, actually. I originally intended to be on break for a bit longer, but since you guys are here, I might as well talk to y'all. So, you guys haven't missed anything in a way, because we already just finished the 2 endings that we were originally planning to get, but we're only in for an hour, so I'm like, did we just do the true ending? I think we're probably going to do the true ending, but I have set up a poll at the top of chat for you guys to help me decide. I guess let me properly greet the raid. Welcome on in, raiders. My name is Saki, or just Q's acceptable. I consider myself a variety streamer, though I do stream mostly visual novels like what we are playing tonight. We are working on Chaos Child, which is a psychological horror part of the Greater Science Adventures series, which the most notable title is Steins Gate. As I already stated, we did push the 2 endings we planned to get done today. So we only have the true ending left. Like, that big old hole is just for the true ending. We got everything else done. It's crazy. Congrats on first Marvel. I will actually update your name since I forgot to do that yesterday, like a dummy. Yeah, I was not expecting to be here so early. I'll be honest. I wasn't expecting to get to the true ending tonight that fast. Like, I don't know. Why was I putting A? Thank you for the head pets. Thank you for the daily offerings as well. Congrats on your 3 stream streak, Marvel. Let's go. Yeah. Based on how the poll is going so far, we are definitely doing the true ending tonight. I'll be sure to let Blue Sky know, because I was not expecting to be here. I presume we'll probably finish the true ending tonight, but if not, that's what next week is for, I guess. Crazy. I was crazy once. Right, if any of you guys that have come with Marvel's raid needs to go ahead and rest, be it to go sleep, go eat, whatever, please do take care of yourselves. There is no pressure to stay here, especially since we are on true ending now. Maybe I should update my stream title, actually. There we go. Yeah, there's 4 votes for yes for doing the true ending tonight, so I don't see why we wouldn't. I will go ahead and let Blue Sky know. Yes, please lay down. It is okay. Raid and run as much as you need to. You can always catch the VOD if you're curious as to what's going on in story anyways, so don't fret about it at all. Okay, I have let Blue Sky know that we are onto the true ending now. I have also let Peachy know. I will continue breaking for a bit before we get strapped right in for this true ending. I'll run another ad break, so hopefully when I'm back, well, run another ad break if I can anyways, so that way when I'm back you guys won't get hit with ads super soon. But otherwise, sit back, relax, have some tissues handy in case you need to wipe some tears, because this game isn't gentle with feelings at all. Thumbs up. Yeah, I'll be right back. I see that the ads are still running, so I won't start anything until those are over. But hi PT. About time you showed up in here. Goodness. Fashionably late, I see. Hi Sage. Hello. You've been lurking the whole time, actually? Then why didn't you do your silly redeems or get first and ignore my messages online? Shameful. No silly little hi for me? I see how it is. You were just mesmerized by Very Bunny bouncing. That's actually me as a bunny, but you know. You're getting food and feeling ill. Can you stop feeling ill? I do fully mean that as a joke for the record. Welcome back from your ads, everyone that was stuck in ads. Who's ready for the true ending? Not me. I guess let's just, without further ado, get right into it, right? Oh right, in an ideal world we would have done Kudusu's route after getting Uki's route, but we're not in an ideal world, so we did that as our second character route ending. I'm still not ready for this true end, man. I was fully expecting this to not be until next week. So here we are anyways. Let's just hop right in. Let's hop right in. Chaos Child, Life on the Right Side of Reality. I don't like that title. Sometimes. Assuming this is Sakura. I have these dreams. Sometimes I have them on the night after I get a bad test grade. Or when I have a fight with a friend. This actually could be Kudesu. Squints. Anytime I'm not feeling well when I sleep, I have those dreams. I only remember the dreams when I'm asleep. When I wake up, I don't remember anything about them. And the dreams are strange that way. In the dreams, I'm a murderer. This is definitely Kudesu POV, hang on. And the dreams, I'm a murderer. The first people I killed were the parents of my childhood friend. I killed them because he wanted me to do it. Maybe I actually don't know who this is. I'll just use my normal speaking voice until we find out who the fuck is talking. In his heart, he was happy, so I was too. Serika, maybe. I'm gonna stop guessing. But the murders didn't stop there. I kept killing people in secret after that. As for the reason why... Oh, this is definitely Serika, actually. Hang on, I should have known that. My brain's just somewhere. It's because I needed to... It's because I need to continue the game that he wished for deep inside his heart. I'd leave hints and small contradictions at the murder scene so that he could slowly track down who I was. The boy loved the game, and when I saw how happy it made him, it made me happy too. In the dreams, there was a man helping me with the murders. It was the doctor who ran the dorm where he stayed. I didn't like the doctor. He wasn't normal. Every time he appeared in my dreams, he suggested a cruel, horrible way of killing someone. But he would laugh and smile, and always say the same thing. Your boy wouldn't enjoy anything less. Very well then, I would think in response. And that's what it would take for the boy to enjoy it. That's what I would do. And the man and I killed many people in the dreams, in the worst ways imaginable. In my dreams, I was psychic. I knew exactly what the man was trying to do to the boy. He was planning something awful. But I knew he wouldn't lose to the man. The boy I loved was very, very strong. He was my hero. No, come to think of it. And there was another man in my dreams, sometimes. It was a man I knew well. Normally, he was a lazy, easygoing man, the kind you could never imagine doing something wrong. The committee is willing to let this play out, provided that you don't interfere with us. We're interested in seeing what happens to him. He was
part of some organization called the Committee. The kind of thing you'd see on a TV show about urban legends. He said he was watching me and the boy at all times. Even for a dream. It seems like a little too much, so I thought to myself, and almost laughed. By the way, how are you getting along with your everyday life? You won't want to slip up and have someone find out who you are, right? After he told me that, I realized something. In the dreams, for some reason, I didn't have a home. He found me at the home of a girl who lived by herself. I killed her, and then I found my place to live. And each time he appeared in my dream, he would tell me about the strangest things. D-swords, gigalomaniacs, the truth about the new generation madness, the murders that had occurred in Shibuya before the earthquake, the artificial gigalomaniac generator device, as well as Chaos Child Syndrome and the sumo stickers. And the other me, who was watching the me in the dreams, would always look down in confusion. Why was I having these dreams? Sure, whenever there was a program on TV about urban legends, I'd watch it. But it was just a small hobby of mine. It wasn't something that should be showing up in my dreams. In one of my dreams, he was calling me like I was at school. Sending him into the hospital basement was going a little too far, you know. You made me have to move all the things that we were keeping down there. I don't like trouble, you know. It was some kind of lab, filled with all kinds of machines. I was surprised to find something like this in the basement of a place I knew so well. Wait, no, that wasn't right. This was a dream. Impossible things happen all the time in dreams. Sorry, as a middle manager type, I have to tell you these things. Anyway, just keep him on a tighter leash, alright? If you do, I won't do anything. You just need to be a little more careful, okay? I just kept on having these strange dreams. But every time I woke up, I wouldn't remember anything. That's when I was thinking of going to a doctor about all this. I had that dream. It was the most realistic dream I'd ever had. November 4th. It was so realistic I even knew the date. I was in a panic. She had found out my secret. You were the one who was using Minami-sawa's Senri, weren't you? I don't want to hear that from you of all people, Kurisu Nono. I'd screwed up and let her find out who I was. How could have I known she'd find me out because of the cell phone strap he had given me as a present? I quickly ripped off the strap and threw it away. It made me sad, but I didn't have a choice. I wasn't intending to kill her. Her death would be much too much of a shock for him. He might quit playing my game if I did. No good. I'll have to kill her without him finding out, and then come up with something. I drew my D-sword and tried to kill her. But then, I suddenly saw something in my dream. He and she might have a future like this. I got distracted in Mr. Vitals. I swung the sword again, but then... It was him. And now he knew. There was no way I could talk my way out of this. No, 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 no. Run. Run. That's what she said just before collapsing. Of course, she was talking to him. But I was the one who ran instead. I think that's where it all started. Where the me and the dream started to go wrong. And then the dream suddenly ended. Stop it. He was holding his D-sword high and looking down at me, and I was begging him not to do something. Don't take my reason for living away from me. I've read so many minds since I was created. Everyone's always so scared, and no one ever knows what to do. How could they live like that? How can they even smile? They don't even know why they're doing it. I don't want to be normal. And for the first time in my life, I actually cried real tears.
ダメだ。
No,
お前
I'm going
は
to be a normal girl.
普通の女の子になるんだ。
No, please. Please, let me help you forever. This is it. Goodbye.
それじゃあ、さよなら。
To the very last second, I was gazing at the face of the boy that I loved. I would never forget it. February 11th, 2016, Thursday. I wake up feeling something on my cheek. I put my hand up to it. It's wet with tears. What dream was I having that made me so sad? Are they tears of joy, maybe? I'm not even sure. But whenever I have that dream, I cry. It makes my eyes all puffy and red. Maybe that's just how my body works? Or maybe I need to have a doctor look at me after all. But I don't know how I would even begin to explain it to them. I don't remember what these dreams are about after all. I stretch out of the bed to try and feel better. And the light coming through the curtains is bright. And the weather outside seems to be very good. Today's February 11th. It's National Foundation Day, and school is closed. But I'm supposed to go out and meet a friend, so I have to get up and get ready fast. Aoi? Hello.
セリカ、今どこ？
Jerica, where are you?
うち
Home? Huh? Huh?
まだ出て
You
ない
haven't
の？
left yet? I move the phone away from my ear and check the time. It's 10 minutes before the time when we're supposed to meet. The shopping mall we plan to rendezvous at is 20-minute walk away. I realized that I don't remember setting my alarm the night before. And I don't have a bike. I'm sorry. I'll leave right now. Oh, it's fine. We could just meet at the station. Does that work?
駅集合でもいい？
Huh? It's fine, but we're not going to the usual place.
あやかが
Ayaka suddenly got some free time, and she says she wants to go to
渋谷行
Shibuya.
きたいんだって。
What? My heart pounds loudly.
なんかま
Was
ずい
that a problem? No, it's okay. Talking fast to cover up my panic, I tell her I'll be there as soon as I can and hang up. I'm not supposed to go to Shibuya. That's what she told me. She didn't even tell me why, but it probably has something to do with the traffic accident I was in 3 months ago. Well, even disregarding the accident, I just don't really feel like going to Shibuya that often. Yokohama has a lot of places that are just as fancy and fashionable, and going all the way to a crowded town like that on my day off is just exhausting. I don't like big crowds anyway. When I see a lot of people at once, my head starts aching, and I feel something strange in my chest. Is that just another thing my body does? Well, it's fine. My friends have been nice enough to invite me. And it's my guardian's fault for not telling me why I shouldn't go to Shibuya anyway. She lives in Shibuya, so I see her there. I'll tell her that myself. So if I see her there, I'll tell her that myself, rather. I left out of bed and start to get ready. And the contents of my stomach flow down the drain and disappear. When you feel like you have to vomit, just getting it over with is the best way to feel better. True. And the crepes I just ate are gone now, though. No, not the crepes.
大丈夫？
You okay? Oh, he's rubbing my back. I raise my hand to show that I'm fine. That 1800 yen I spent was a lot of money. Oh, you know what? That's real. I would think of that too if I ended up having to throw up a crepe that cost that much. I saw a group of college kids having fun, and suddenly felt like I needed to throw up.
これって
Does this have to do with that sickness in your head you were talking about? I don't know. It happened 3 months ago in Shibuya, on November 6th. It was the day of the Shibuya Restoration Festival. Supposedly, I was hit by a car full of people who came to see the festival. I say supposedly, because I can't really remember it. All I remember is seeing a very bright light. Headlights, maybe? And the next thing I knew, I woke up in a hospital bed. There were wounds all over my body, particularly my stomach, and I was wrapped up in bandages like a mummy. That was worse than that. But what was worse than that was the effect it had on my memories.
Yeah, Takeru cast Become Normal Girl Beam, and it worked.
I remembered my name. I remembered how old I was. I remember my favorite TV shows. I remember the day of the Shibuya earthquake. I remember the faces of idols I liked and how to use Flick and put on a smartphone. But what school I went to, where I lived, who my parents were, all of that was gone. I've tried so hard to remember, but I just can't. Instead, I sometimes see images in my mind, like clips from a film. Sometimes it's a town in ruins, or rows and rows of TV screens, or a puddle of blood. But none of them seemed real, and I can't imagine why I'm seeing them anyway. And the doctors told me that maybe I used to like watching movies, and that's supposedly where the images come from. Maybe they're right? I don't know. It's okay. Here you go. Hayako ran to get me a bottle of tea.
Thank you.
Thanks. I take it gratefully, rinse out my mouth, and spit into the drain again. Gosh dang it. You know. What is it? Even if you're sick, you need to act more like a girl. It's a waste.
In fairness, she's a girl that came from a boy's delusions. She can't be perfect.
Huh? What is she talking about? I felt like someone told me that the same thing before. And as I think about that, the urge to vomit fades away. What should we do? I got the clothes I wanted. Should we go home? No, I'm fine. I feel just fine after that. Sure, it's not just because you had 3 whole crepes.
Oh, to have 3 whole crepes. Peachy, we should go get crepes sometime soon.
Maybe you're right. sometimes something happens and I suddenly feel like I remember glimpses of who I used to be before the accident. Like when I saw that crepe stand a bit ago. Back then, I suddenly felt a strong craving for crepes. And I ended up eating too many. I never realized how much I like sweets. Or maybe I just really like crepes specifically. Maybe I ate them on a date with the boy I liked once. My face goes red. There's no way. Probably. I'm not interested in that stuff. And if I did have a boyfriend back then, he would have come to see me when I was in the hospital. Probably. Want to go see a movie? Serika, how are you for money?
Spend it all on fucking crepes.
Two of my precious 1,000 yen bills already disappeared down the drain, along with the crepes.
Oh, that sucks.
I don't have any parents to beg for cash. I cut my money for living expenses on the 15th too. And this must be what a grown-up feels like the day before payday. Yeah. What should I do? And then I suddenly see something strange. What's that? Huh? Oh. I always sees what I'm looking at, it frowns. You never seen them before, Serika?
Phantasm, isn't it?
I nod. Maybe the old me saw one in the past, but I don't recognize it now.
Okay, maybe not a phantasm.
You've at least heard of it, right? Chaos Child Syndrome? And that's what it is? There are these strange looking people walking around. No, it's also they look strange, and more that the clothes they're wearing don't match their appearances at all. There's a weird, unbalanced feeling to them. I can't stop staring. But the people around them are clearly used to them, so they don't seem to mind. I heard that young people who had something bad happen to them during the earthquake got that condition, right? Aoi nods. How come nobody's bothered by it? They are, but it's not the victim's fault. It's just a disease. And besides... Aoi looks up at the big TV screen on the side of the building.
What an interesting time for a government message. A message from the government. Chaos Child Syndrome is a treatable illness. It is not dangerous and it is not communicable. Harassment of patients is a violation of their human rights and is forbidden by law. Let us strive for an equal society, free from discrimination. For help defending your rights, call 110 and then other phone number.
Just looking below the TV at the marquee used for news and messages. And there's a message there. Chaos Child Syndrome is a treatable illness. It's not dangerous and it is not communicable. Harassment of patients is also a violation of their human rights and is forbidden by law. Let us strive for an equal society, free from discrimination.
Free call 24 hours a day.
Despite the fact that I've obviously heard about the syndrome in the past, I've never seen anything like it.
You only run into people who have the disease in Shibuya.
So Aoi adds, once she notices that I'm still staring at the announcement. This sounds kind of weird. There's lots of rumors about it. Oh yeah, I've heard about them too. Sometimes the syndrome patients go missing, right? Like they're being taken away for experiments or something. Experiments? You read so much manga.
They say, unknowing that they are in a psychological horror visual novel.
Anyway, you've really never heard of this before, Serika? No, never. I see. You don't really read news on the internet, do you? She's right. I've never really been interested. I don't even have internet at home. According to Ayaka, everyone else has internet these days, but I wonder if that's really true. Anyway, since you don't have any money, do you want to go take a peek instead? Ayaka flashes a mischievous grin. Peek at what? At the place to keep all the patients. I know where it is.
What could go wrong?
What? No way. I'd rather go see a movie. I'll pay for Serika's ticket. The three of us argue for a while, but in the end, Ayaka wins out. The reason being, I don't like the idea of having a friend pay for me. Plus, for some reason, I can't explain. I want to go there too. Just for a little bit, okay? I don't want them getting mad at us. So, where is it anyway?
なんてとこ？どこにあんの？
こっからすぐだよ。
It's really close. It's called Hekiho Academy. It's a few minutes walk away from the station. It sure doesn't look like a place for sick people. It just looks like a normal school. And there's a plate on the entrance that reads Hekiho Academy. I could see the patients coming in and out of the building. Some are laughing and joking around, while others are alone and playing with their smartphones. And they really do look like normal students. So that explains it. They're all wearing this school's uniform. But why? That uniform doesn't fit their appearances at all. It actually makes them stand out even more. And they say that all the patients actually think they're leading a normal high school life here. What? They don't know what kind of place this is. How is that possible? That doesn't make sense. How can they not know? They would know what people say about them if they watch TV even once, so how? I wonder what they're seeing. Just as I go to take a look inside. I suddenly feel a sharp pain in my head and collapse on the spot. I felt my mind begin to fade away, and then everything goes black. Yeah. So I'll stay home tomorrow. Sorry about today. Yeah. I'll get some rest. Thanks. Bye. I end the call with Elvie and fall onto the bed. I only passed out for a few minutes. I then woke up and the two of them walked me home. My head still hurts. It's a strange pain. How do I describe it? It's not like a real headache. It's like the center of my head is heavy or something. What exactly happened to me earlier? Suddenly, I see a vision of something in my head. This has happened to me before, but this time it's different, more powerful. It feels like I've got inside the vision. So much so that I can even smell it. Does this have something to do with what my life was like before I lost my memories? Do I actually know Hekiho Academy? That facility in Shibuya? I take out my phone and look at my address book. And there are 22 names on the list. The only one on the list who isn't a friend is my guardian. I start calling her, then abruptly cut it short. She told me not to go to Shibuya. I can't tell her what happened today. Maybe I should just tell her about the vision I saw I can read. I wonder if she knows anything. When I woke up in the hospital after the accident, I didn't have any form of identification on me. No matter what the doctors asked me, I couldn't answer. And then she came. She said she was a distant relative of mine, and that she would be my guardian. She was the one who told me who I was before the accident. Supposedly, I was an only child. I used to live in a prefecture far away from Tokyo. In the fall of my second year in high school, my parents both died in an accident. I was all alone. And then this person, my distant relative, took me in. I didn't have enough money left after that to keep going to the private school I was attending at the time, so instead I ended up transferring to a cheaper school run by a man she knew. But the day before I was supposed to start, I went to the Restoration Festival. It was the first time I ever went to Shibuya, and I was apparently shocked to see the sheer number of people there. While I was standing there in shock, I was swept up by the crowd and pushed out onto the street. Just as a car was driving by. After that, I woke up, only to find myself in a hospital bed. I had a terrible scar on my stomach, and I had forgotten everything. The day I left the hospital, I asked my guardian a question. Can I go back to my old house? I'm at the house where I lived with my parents. If I went back there, I thought I might remember something. But she told me, you can't go back there anymore. Apparently, someone else owns it now. She said they'd tell me the reason why when I was older, but that still hasn't happened yet. She told me she works in Shibuya, I can't leave the city, so that was why after I left the hospital, I started to live here by myself in this apartment in Yokohama. And the first time, I fell asleep in this room after leaving the hospital. I woke up in tears, and then I made a decision. I don't have time for crying. I need to live the best life I can, for my parents' sake, and for mine as well. Am I ready? Am I okay? I am okay. And that was when I left my past behind. Or so I thought. But the facility called Hekio Academy, and all those Chaos Child Syndrome patients, they seem like they're going to make me remember. Stay away from Shibuya, alright? I knew it was going to be Mimose. She told me that so many times, but maybe it's because she doesn't want me seeing Hekiho Academy and the people who go there.
Wow.
It's like there's something I'm not supposed to remember. There's no way. This isn't a thriller or anything like that. Fancy that. Chaos Child Syndrome. A specific condition that appears in certain victims of the Shibuya earthquake. Theorized to be a psychogenetic mental disorder. It seems to have a form of schizotypal disorder, a condition in which the patient does not recognize that they have a disorder. The originator of the name is unknown, but is said to have come from both a psychologist and one of the patients, rather. The name appears to have come from the fact that all patients with this disorder were young children at the time of the Shibuya earthquake, and the complexity of the circumstances surrounding the earthquake and their symptoms. That is believed to be the origin of the name Chaos Child Syndrome. Raise your hand if her yawn made you yawn. I couldn't stop thinking about the syndrome, so I ended up spending the whole night researching it on my phone. I didn't understand over half of what I read. Just reading it gave me a headache. I see you rose your hand. I saw that coming. And it was all is believed to be or is said to be. It was like no one really knew anything about it. Eventually, I found a page that said, mental disorders are neither real illnesses or fictional myths, but somewhere between the two. I didn't know what that meant, so I just gave up. That page can go choke on a phallic object. That is all. A lot of other people besides me were looking into it too. Some people were coming up with weird conspiracy theories, and others were saying that the very idea of explaining it scientifically was nonsense. I realized as I read that I kept seeing the same name again and again. Right? He's the boy behind the serial killings in Shibuya. He's just 18 years old, only a year older than me. I lost my memories from before the accident, so I didn't really know what awful things he did at first. I tried to look him up, but when they gave me my phone, they put a filter on it. I can't read basically anything that has to do with Miyashita Takeru. Go to a net cafe. Boom. But that only made me want to know more. Maybe that was why I was like... Maybe that's what I was like before the accident. My personality doesn't seem to have changed much.
まあ
Well,
こっちから
unless you're
興味
interested
を
in
持って
looking
調
into
べ
it
ないと
yourself,
情
information
報
doesn't
なん
do you
て
any
ない
good.
のと同じだもんね。
Huh? It feels like someone's told me that before, and pretty often at that. But who? Well, it doesn't matter. Aoi's phone doesn't have any filtering on it, so I was able to find out more about Miyashiro Takuru through her. What I read about him is shocking. It's hard to imagine that someone my age could have done what he did. He killed his own younger sister, and he worked together with an accomplice to stuff her body into boxes. Then he tried to kill his older sister and failed. His older sister is still in a coma after that. I couldn't believe it. I felt disgusted with this Miyashiro person. How could he do something so horrible? And then I found something that made me start wondering. I learned that he attended Hekiho Academy before he got caught. And they told me not to go to Shibuya. And they put filtering on my phone to stop me from looking up Miyashiro specifically. Which means that maybe there's something there. Something they don't want me to know. I don't know what it could be. But it just doesn't feel right.
よし
Alright. I slapped myself a few times on the cheeks to help me focus. I just want answers. That's why I decided to pretend to be sick to get out of school, and then head back to Shibuya. Okay, I'm ready to go. I say a silent sorry to my friends who are worried about my fake illness and set off for my destination. When I reach the same spot as yesterday, I suddenly hear the sound of a bell. All the noise that the patients are making stops, and the whole facility goes quiet.
もしかして授業
Is it time for class? Maybe? Hello, Owen. Welcome on in. Thank you for your contribution to the challenge. And this place seems just like the high school I went to. Ayaka told me that the people here think they're going to school.
どうしよう
What
か
do
な
I do? I've come to the same spot as yesterday, but I'm not having any visions like I did last time. I don't want to pass out again, but I also got my hopes up a little. That maybe I would see something else. And that maybe it would be a clue to the old me. I take out my phone and check the time. If it's the same as a normal school, there should still be morning classes. I just heard the bell, so it's probably third period. Should I go inside? If I act like I belong here, maybe they won't... No, that won't work. It'd be one thing if I was wearing the school's uniform, but in my street clothes, they'll spot me immediately.
どうかしましたか
There's something wrong.
Not good. I've been staring at the school for so long that he probably thinks I'm suspicious now. I smile at the guard as he walks up to me. No,
別に
not
何で
really.
も
Oh, it's you. I haven't seen you in a while. Where have you been? Oh, then where's your uniform?
Huh?
This is actually against the rules, but well, I'll let it slide. Get inside quick. Hurry. And you can make it in time for third period.
And then he lets me go right on into the school. What is he talking about? My uniform? He hasn't seen me for a while? He knows me? I don't understand. I just keep standing in the middle of the courtyard, shocked.
What's wrong?
My guard's starting to get concerned. If I don't do something quick, he'll definitely get suspicious. I'll just go with it. I don't know what's going on, but standing here is only going to make him more suspicious. I start walking resolutely toward the school building. I finally make it to the entrance. I didn't realize it before, but my breathing is starting to quicken. I look around, desperately searching my memories. But I've never been here before. Probably.
で
still. For some reason, I recognize the smell. It's the smell of the school building. It feels much more like home than my high school in Yokohama. No, that's impossible. I'm just imagining it. All schools smell the same. And then suddenly, I see a vision in my mind. Just like yesterday. My heart pounds loudly. I'm sure I've never been here before, but I still feel a sense of deja vu. I suddenly remember what the guard said. I haven't seen you in a while. Oh, and where's your uniform? Get inside, quick. Did I actually go to this school before the accident? Does that mean I'm a student? No, a patient here? But I don't have Chaos Child Syndrome. I open up the shoe locker for guests and put my shoes inside. I decide not to wear slippers. It's possible I might need to run out of here after all. I head up the stairs to the 3rd floor. The further in I get, the stronger the sensation of deja vu. I feel sick. No, I feel uncomfortable. It's like I'm watching a movie I saw when I was a kid. I don't remember the story or the ending, and I can't think of the title or what the protagonist looks like, but I know I've seen all the scenes before. I can faintly hear what sounds like a teacher's voice coming from one of the classrooms. I just keep walking through the movie. But for some reason, I suddenly stop. What am I doing on the 3rd floor? I'm in front of a 2nd-year classroom. Why did I stop here? Why did I come straight up to here in the first place? This all feels really strange. I can hear a teacher's voice coming from within, seemingly teaching a class at the moment. Suddenly, I feel scared. The air feels heavy, like it's threatening to crush me. My heartbeat is incredibly loud. My hand reaches for the door, like it's being pulled by an unseen force. More deja vu. I know how this door feels to the touch. I remember it. I'm not imagining it. I suddenly hear a voice from within. A voice I remember very well. It's a voice I remember well, but also one that makes me feel like I want to cry. No, don't open it. Don't open the door, run away. Why can't I open it? Why? By the time I finish that thought, the door slowly starts opening. I'm petrified by the scene I witness. Countless eyes are focused on me. Everyone simultaneously looked at me the moment I entered their classroom unannounced. I'm afraid I know where this is going. Because before we played this game, I happened to see a CG. And I think I know where the CG is finally coming into play. I was wondering about why we hadn't seen it yet. Amid the dead silence, my eyes lock with all of theirs. The old woman closest to me smiles. Her wrinkly lips shine with lip gloss that doesn't match her age at all.
Okaeri.
Welcome back. All the hairs on my body stand on end, and I shoot out of there like a bullet. I dash down the hallway. I just keep on running. What was that? What was that? Yesterday, I saw firsthand what Chaos Child Syndrome is. But still, this doesn't make any sense. Why? Why don't any of them realize it? With all those patients there, how do none of them realize it? How do none of them realize that this isn't a school? This place isn't normal. It definitely isn't normal. We all wear normal uniforms and take normal classes. What's the point of making all these patients live like normal people? No, there's no way I ever attended Hekiho Academy. I'm just imagining it. My chest starts to burn, and I finally stop running. I still can't stop myself from walking as fast as I can. And then I notice it's happening yet again. Again. It's happening again. Stop it. Why did I come up the stairs? If I want to get out of here, I need to go down. I can see the building next to me from the window. I must have gone up about 2 flights of stairs. I look behind me. Nobody's chasing after me. No one's making a fuss. I'm safe. Suddenly, another vision flashes through my head. I feel incredibly dizzy. I stagger over to the wall to keep myself from falling over. It's just like yesterday. The thing where I see visions of something I'm sure I've never seen before, and I start to pass out. Why am I? Huh? What suddenly catches my eye is a certain club room. Of course, I don't know which club it is. I've never been here before. But what I do know is that this room is special to me. I move away from the wall and slowly walk toward the door. Huh? I hear a sound come from inside the room. Is someone in there? Hey, stop it. Do something about her vice president. Again? Come on. I told you to stop doing that already. Look, now you're all scratched up. Give me the first aid kit, okay? Huh? Wait, I'm checking the source for this news site. Now. Okay. For some reason, the voices I hear makes my chest ache and burn. Tears suddenly start filling my eyes. My vision blurs. I haven't heard any of these voices before, but I remember them. Before I know it, my hand is already on the door, and I slowly open it. And there's no one here. I know I heard those voices coming from in here until I opened it. I slowly go inside and close the door. I run my finger along the desk and look at the things in the rest of the room. There's no one here. Of course there isn't. No one was here to begin with. This room is a mess. And there are piles of papers, books, and DVDs everywhere. Several cardboard boxes stacked on top of each other. Newspaper club? There's several scrapbooks on the shelf, and all of them say Hekiho Academy Newspaper Club Article Archive on the front. Oh, this is it. I'm sure of it. This is what I saw in my vision a moment ago. A map. I touch the map on the bulletin board. In the center of it is Shibuya Station. It must be a map of Shibuya. And there are photographs and newspaper articles pinned to it, along with memos that were made by the club members. Probably. But honestly, all the stuff on the board makes me feel sick. There's lots of pictures of corpses and things. Wait, isn't this that case from Shibuya? I don't remember any of it, but it looks like the return of the new generation madness that I heard took place in Shibuya before. before the Restoration Festival. The map is a summary of the case. Why do I know that? I carefully searched the map for any clues to my past. Huh? I can't believe my eyes. I see a photograph pinned up away from the others. It's me. I'm smiling. I'm wearing the school's uniform. The exact same uniform those old people, the patients, were wearing. And the person smiling next to me is... Who are you? I hear myself whisper that. I know I didn't ask that question to someone I've never met before. I know this person from somewhere. Who is this old woman with a kind smile? Tell me, who are you? I suddenly realize that I'm yelling now. Whether I'm yelling at myself or at her, I don't know. By the time the sunset arrives, I finally make my decision. Let's do this. I know the place from the business card I was given before. There's no point in just thinking about it. I want answers. Besides, not knowing is just making me feel sick. I pull up a map of Shibuya on my phone and start walking. So you came, huh? Your next deposit for living expenses isn't for 3 days, you know? Momose-san, my guardian, doesn't scold me for breaking my promise. Instead, she sighs, sounding slightly exasperated. I was scared that she'd get mad, so I'm a little relieved. No, I know that. That's not why I'm here. Well, come inside. Is coffee okay? Yes. It's been a while since I last saw her. But part of me doesn't really know how to deal with this woman. She's normally really laid back, but she can quickly get scary out of nowhere. And there's a powerful aura to her that you can't fight back against, probably. If she tells you to do something, you do it. Excuse me, I say as I timidly enter her office. Inside, it's a normal office. I crane my neck to look around. Her business card says Credit Bureau. It's easy to assume that makes her kind of similar to the detective, as far as I know, anyway. From what I've seen on TV, I figure that detective offices are supposed to be messy. So I was surprised to see just how normal her office looks.
Hi.
Choking. Why? Saliva, please, that was very rude. Let me take a sippy. Here. Thanks. I take a sip from the coffee she offers me. Come to think of it, I haven't had anything to eat since I ran from Hekiho Academy this afternoon. I didn't feel like eating at all after going there. So, I told you to stay away from Shibuya, didn't I? You did. I try to focus. I need to get answers today. I'm sorry, but there was something I needed to know. I tell her as much as I can about everything that's happened since yesterday. Momose-san listens quietly, occasionally sipping from her coffee. She doesn't bat an eye, even when I tell her about how I collapsed and how I snuck into Hekiho. I get a little mad as I start to talk. Momose-san clearly knows something about my past. And whatever it is, it definitely has something to do with the Chaos Child Syndrome in Hekiho Academy. Otherwise, she never would have told me not to come to Shibuya. I take something out of my pocket, like a detective confronting a suspect with crucial evidence. Momose-san's expression changes. She's now making a face that I didn't expect. Did she just chuckle? Why?
これ
This is me,
私
right?
ですよね
It has to be.
どう見ても
I point to myself in the picture. I feel bad about it, but I borrowed the photograph from that room.
隣の人
Who's that
誰
next
な
to
んで
me?
すか
And why am I wearing that facility's
なんで私
uniform?
はあの施設の制服を着てるんですか私って
I thought you told me that I'd never been to Shibuya before the day of the Restoration
生まれて
Festival.
初めて渋谷に来たんじゃなかったんですか
And the guard at Hekiho Academy recognized me. And I even felt that sense of deja vu when I walked through the halls. It was supposedly my first time there, but it felt like my body was moving on its own. And then, there was what the student said to me in the second year classroom. Welcome back.
もしか
Have
して
I
私
been to that facility
あそ
before?
こにいたことが
あなた
And
は
what do you think?
どう思ってるの？
Huh?
言ってみて。
How did it feel
どう
when you
感
went
じたの？
there? Did it feel like
自
you'd
分
been
は
to Hekiho
碧峰
Academy
学園に
before?
いたことがあると思った？
And the way she answered my question with a question put me at a loss for words.
わかりま
I
せん
don't know, but
でも
something just
なんていうか
doesn't feel right.
すっきりしなくて初めて
And
行っ
there's
た
no
は
way
ず
I
なん
could
で
have
す
been there before.
碧峰
I've
学
never
園
heard
って
the
いう
name
名前
Hekiho
も
Academy
昨
before
日初めて
yesterday,
聞きまし
and
た
I didn't
し
even know that it was a facility
ハ
for
ウスチャイ
Chaos
ルド
Child
症候
Syndrome
群の人の
patients.
収容施設だっていうのも初耳でしたでも
But
あそこ
when
に
I
いる
was
と
there,
何
it
か
felt
を
like
忘
I'd
れている
forgotten
みたいに
something.
ずっとモヤモヤして
In the photograph, I'm wearing my uniform and smiling. The old woman next to me must have been a friend. I was friends with someone with Chaos Child Syndrome. As I was wearing the uniform, and I was wearing the uniform, does that mean I'm also?
もしかして
Did
私
did I have Chaos Child
ハウスチャイル
Syndrome?
ド症候群だったんで
Is
す
that why I
か
lost my memories?
その影響で記憶をなくしてしまったとか
それは違
You're
うわ
wrong.
ね。
Momose-san denies it outright.
今のところ
Not a single person has
症
recovered
候
from
群から
Chaos
回
Child
復した
Syndrome
人は
yet.
一人もい
At
ないの
least,
よ。
not as far as the public
表向
knows.
きはね。
表向
As
き
far as the public knows? Momose-san gets out a pen and starts to write something down on a notepad.
渡す前に
Before I
念
give
の
this
た
to
め
you,
確認
I
さ
want
せ
you
てちょ
to
う
make
だい。
sure of
あな
something.
たは
You're sure you want
どうしても知りたいの
answers,
ね。
right? It's just testing me. But it should be obvious. Of course I want answers. My past, the memories I lost, of course I want to know.
はい
Yes,
自
I
分の
want
こ
to
とで
know
す
more
から
about my past.
そうね。
And of course you do.
自
Who
分の
wouldn't?
ことですもんね。
She hands me a piece of paper with a name and address on it.
悪いんだけど。
Sorry, but I can't tell you
私の
anything
口からは
myself.
何も言えないの
In
よ。
fact,
というか、
I'm not even supposed to be
何も
telling
言え
you
ない
that I
って
can't tell you
口にするのも
anything.
実はギリギリアウト。でもま
But, well, you'll just
あ、
have
こ
to
れくらい
forgive
は
me
許
for
してもらわ
this.
ないとね。
あ
とにかく
Just
そこ
go
へ行
there
って
and
聞いて
ask
ごら
her
んな
your
さい。
questions.
ま
That's
ず
how you
は
can
それか
start.
ら。
I don't think so. But you might be onto something. Because I don't think he had Chaos Child Syndrome. Chaos Child Syndrome didn't exist before the 2009 earthquake. I'm pretty sure he looked like that because of his delusional power. Yeah, his delusional power accelerated his aging. Yeah. Which is why he made his delusion of Takumi that we know and love. But I do think you're onto something with that, actually. I honestly kind of forgot about him a little bit. Shriveled up Takumi.
はあ
It feels like she didn't tell me anything, as per usual.
Yeah, he's a natural gigalomaniac, not one formed from the earthquake. Which is why Chaos Child Syndrome didn't exist before the earthquake.
Still, I have no choice but to go there. And gulp down the rest of my coffee, which has gone completely cold, and stand up. Oh, right. How are you doing, by the way? Living by yourself, I mean. Momose-san chases after me as I start to leave the building.
はい
I'm
まあ
doing
それ
alright,
なりに
I guess.
お金
Don't use too
使い
much
すぎ
money,
ちゃダメ
okay?
よ
The crepes that I ate yesterday flashed through my mind. I'm keeping my allowance and the money I need for living expenses separate.
ほら
Oh my,
しっかりして
making
るじゃない。
grown-up decisions already.
友
Have
達
you
はで
made
きた
any friends? I think about you now, Yaka.
はい
Yeah,
そう
I see. You must be having a lot of fun then,
楽しくやれ
right?
てるのね
はい
Yes, I am.
楽しいですよ
よかった
I'm really glad to hear that.
うん
If she really is glad, then why do her eyes seem a little sad?
Because you're about to reach a point of no return, my dear Serika.
それじゃあ
Alright, take care of
体に気を
yourself
つけて
then.
ね縁があったら
Maybe we'll meet again
また今
someday.
度
Squints at her.
お
I bow in response to her curious way of saying goodbye. What is that supposed to mean?
I don't think she was saying it to you, Serika, I'll be honest. I think she was saying it to us. Squints at her.
Well, everything she says is usually pretty ominous, so there's no real point of thinking about it.
For you, probably not. Pat, pat, pat the Serika.
はい
Yeah,
また
see you
今度
later. And then with that, I leave Fugia. And the next day, by early afternoon, I arrive there.
ここ
It's here,
確か
right? The address on the piece of paper was for a hospital in Yoyogi. IH Tokyo General Hospital. When I first saw the paper, I had the feeling that I'd heard the name before, but it's only now that I'm actually seeing the building that I remember why. About 3 months ago, the police ran a search here. Everyone was talking about it, to the point where I knew about it even though I don't watch the news. They've been committing all kinds of medical malpractice, which they hadn't reported at all, and they've been making illegal donations to politicians for years to cover it up, or something like that. They also had ties to some weird cult, and instead of treatments, they sometimes make patients undergo weird rituals.
う
Bleh.
怖い
This place is
病院
scary.
だ
I
な
hope
大丈
it's
夫なのか
safe.
な
I'm pretty sure I heard that all the managers and doctors involved were arrested, and any ties with the cult were severed. Nowadays, it's supposedly been repurposed into a completely different hospital. But still.
ええ
Well, it'll be fine. Just go.
行っちゃえ
I speak loudly to cheer myself up and head inside.
え
Most of the hospitals must be closed for the weekend, as the lobby is nearly empty. But visiting hours haven't ended yet, so no one stops me as I walk through the halls. Come to think of it, the paper she gave me only has a name, so I don't know if that name belongs to a doctor, a patient, or maybe even a nurse.
すいません
Excuse me. I speak to a nurse at the nurse's station.
はい
Yes, what can I do
どうしました？
for you?
ですね
Does
この
this
人って
person work
ここで
here?
働いてたりしますか
I show her the name on the piece of paper. And the nurse nods.
失礼ですけど
I'm sorry.
あ
Oh,
と
my
言い
name
ま
is
す
Onoe. Are you a friend of Kunosato-san's?
な
Well,
んてい
oh,
うのか
I know.
あ、そうだ。
Momose-san. Tell her Momose-san sent me,
百瀬
and
さん
she'll
の紹介と言っ
understand.
てくれればわかります
The nurse nods again, then reaches for the phone on the desk. She speaks on the phone with someone for a moment.
お待たせしまし
I
た
apologize for the wait. She says she'll see you. Go to the psychiatric ward on the 5th floor.
The 5th floor again, huh?
精神
The
科
psychiatric ward? Yes, it's normally off
すぐは入れないので
limits, so
注
be
意してく
aware
だ
of
さい
that.
ね。
You'll see a door once you're
エレベ
out
ーター
of
を
the
降りると
elevator.
すぐに
Press
扉
the
がありま
intercom
す。
button on the side, and the
脇
nurse there
のイ
will
ンタ
show
ーホ
you
ンを押して
in.
ください。担当看護師が。
わかりまし
Alright,
た。あ
thank
りが
you.
とうございます。
I head for the elevator, just like the nurse told me to.
あ、
Oh,
ちょっと。
excuse me.
はい。
Yes? The nurse glances around to see if anyone's listening, then leans toward me. She whispers in a volume that doesn't really fit what you normally see from a nurse.
久野里さんとは
Is
初
this
め
your
て会う
first
の？
time meeting Konosato-san?
は、
Yes.
気をつけ
Be
てね。
careful. She can
ち
be a
ょっと
little
気難しい人だ
difficult.
から。
I narrow my eyes a little. For some reason, the nurse wishes me good luck. You're gonna need it, sweetie. I head up to the 5th floor and press the button to call the nurse. He then lets me into the psychiatric ward. And after that, I'm told to go to the first door down the hall. Wait, am I going to a hospital room? I thought this woman was working for the hospital, but maybe...
患者さんなのかな。
Maybe she's actually a patient? And there's a place for the patient's name in front of the room. But it doesn't say Kunosato. It's completely blank. A little scared, I knock on the door.
開いてる。
It's open. A stern voice answers. Huh? I feel like I know that voice.
何してる？
What are you doing? If you're going to come inside, then come inside. Right. Excuse
失
me.
礼します。
I remember what the nurse told me not long ago. She really does seem difficult. Or rather, kinda scary. I fetch it a little as I open the door. Oh. The reason why I thought I'd heard that voice before is because I've actually met her several times. She sometimes came to visit me with Momose-san when I was in the hospital after my accident. I didn't ask for her name at that time. I guess it's Kunosato-san then. Kunosato-san is sitting with her laptop, typing at an incredible speed. She's not even looking at me.
どうして来た？
Why did you come here?
はい。
I'm sorry.
渋谷に
You
は
were
近
told not
づ
to
く
come
な
to
と言われていた
Shibuya.
はずだ。
This isn't Shibuya, it's Yoyogi.
代々木です。
なら、
Then how did you know I was here?
私がここに
You
い
went
る
to
となぜわかっ
Momose-san's place and found out from her,
た？
right?
百瀬さんのところへ行って居場所を聞いたんじゃないのか？
She figured me out.
百瀬さんのフリージ
Momose-san's
ン
company
は
is
渋
located in
谷だ。
Shibuya, which means you went there,
という
despite your
ことは、
directions.
やっぱりお前は渋谷に行った。ほらね、
Listen up. I'm not a big fan
私
of
は
idiots who can't listen
忠
to
告に
warnings.
従えないような
Remember
バカ
that.
は嫌いだ。覚えておけ。
Kunosato-san's such a bitch, but she's our bitch. I know exactly why the nurse wished me good luck. I speak loudly to try and overtake the sound of fingers hitting keys. I came here because there's something I want to know. It's about my memories.
私の記憶のことです。
Grr. She's deliberately hitting the keys hard to drown me out. Well, I'm not giving up.
これ。
Here. Since she's refusing to look away from the screen, I put the photograph I brought right in front of her face.
壁法学
I
園
found
の
this in the newspaper
新聞
club room
ブ
at
ック
Hekiho
部屋で見つ
Academy.
けたんです
If you know something about
これ
it,
につい
please
て
tell me.
何か知ってることがあれば教えてください。
お前、
You went there?
あそこに行ったのか？
あ、
Yeah. It's only after she turns to look at me that I realize what she's wearing underneath her white lab coat. A Hekiho Academy uniform. The same one that's in the picture.
おい、
Hey. Kunosato-san suddenly stands up and gets so close to my face that we almost touch.
お前、
Do you know what
あ
that
そこが
place
どういう
is?
ところか分かっているのか？
Yeah,
あの、
何を見た？
what did you see?
何
What
を
did
し
you
たんだ？
do? I didn't do anything. I quickly step away from her. She's scary. I can almost hear the sound of my own heart racing.
あなたも
Are you
あそ
also
こ
a
の
student?
生徒
I mean,
じゃな
a
い
patient
収
there?
容者の一人なんですか？
What? Because you're wearing that, I say as I point at her uniform.
教えてく
Tell
だ
me,
さい。
did I
もしか
go
して
there
私
before?
あそこにいたんですか？どんなことで
Tell
も
me
いいんで
anything
す。
you know, no matter how
私の
small.
記憶の
Anything
手が
that
かり
give me
に
a
な
clue
るこ
to
と
my
なら
memories.
どうして
I
も
want to know,
知り
no
た
matter
いん
what.
です。
Kinosato-san just continues staring at me, looking very annoyed. It's almost like she's trying to feel out what's inside my heart. What did Momose-san say to
百瀬
you?
さんは何と言っていた？
Huh?
どうせ
I'm
百
sure
瀬
you
さん
asked her the same question.
も同じこ
What
と
did
を
she
聞
say
いた
to
んだ
you?
ろう。
自分の
That she
口から
couldn't
は
tell me
何
anything
も言えないって。
herself.
あ、
Oh,
あとそれ
and
か
she
ら
also said
何も言えない
that
っ
she
て
probably
いう
couldn't
こと
even
自
tell
体
me
が
that she couldn't
ギ
tell
リ
me
ギリアウトか
anything.
もって。
なるほど
I
な。
see. This just
あの
like
人らし
her.
い。
The sly
見
old
事な
bat.
たぬきっぷりだ。
あ、
Yeah,
それ
you
は
said
そう
it.
思います。
I find myself agreeing. Sly. That's the perfect word for her.
知りたいか。
You really want to know, huh?
過去だよ。
And by your past.
お前の。
Yes.
はい。
I nod with determination. And in response, Kinosato-san shrugs a little.
言っておく
And
が
just so we're clear, I don't know
私は
anything about you.
お前のことに関しては何も知らないぞ。
Huh?
お前と
And
会
the
っ
first
た
day I
のは
met you was the day you
お
came to the
前が事故で
hospital.
入院した
Everything
病院が
before
初め
that,
て
I
だ。
heard from Momose-san.
それ以前のことは百瀬さんから聞いてるんだろう。
はい。
Got it.
その写
I
真
don't
の
know
ことも
anything
わからん
about that photograph either.
お
Or why
前
you're
が
wearing
制
that
服を着ている
uniform.
理由もな。
But
でも、
you're a patient
黒
there
里さんは
too.
あそこの
right?
収容者なんでしょ？
I look again at the uniform she's wearing. It's definitely the same one as the one I was wearing in that picture.
違う。
No. Patients at the
あの施設
facility
で
are
は
required to wear these
基本的に
uniforms.
制服
If
着
I
用が
want
義
to
務
move
付けら
around
れてい
without
る。
arousing suspicion among the patients,
症
I
候群
need
者たちに
this.
怪しまれずに動き回るにはこの服が必要なんだよ。
じゃあ、
In
黒
that
里
case,
さんは
well, what are you then?
研究
I'm
者
a
だよ。
scientist. I study the
カオ
chaos
スチャイ
child
ルド症候
syndrome.
群のな。
A scientist?
ああ、
Yeah. She then taps the laptop monitor with her fingers. It's filled with rows of tiny numbers and several images of what look like human brains.
あの、 もしかして
Did I
私
maybe
も
have some special reason for
黒里さんみたい
being
に
there like you
何か
did?
特別
If
な
I'm
理
wearing
由と
that
かあっ
uniform
た
in
ん
the
でしょう
photo?
か？その制服を着て写真に写ってるってことは。
いや、
No. If
少なく
nothing
とも
else, I don't remember
私
seeing
の
you
知る
there,
限り、
and I can't
お
imagine
前を
what
壁
the
砲で見た
special
記
room
憶は
would
ない。
be. You don't seem to
あと、
be a scientist like I
特別
am.
な理由とやらも思いつかんな。お前、
Her answer doesn't satisfy me. The guard I met acted like he knew who I was. And the woman in the picture seemed to be acting like we were friends.
この人
And
は
this person is the
症候群
patient,
の人なん
aren't
です
they?
よね。
I point out the photo.
この人のこと
Tell me about her.
教え
If
て
you're
くださ
doing
い。
research on them, you should know
研
her,
究をしてい
right?
るのなら知ってるはずですよね。
部外者
You
に
can't just share a patient's
そん
private
な簡単
information
に
with
個
the
人情報を
outsiders,
教え
you
る
know?
わけにはいかない。
HIPAA.
部外者じゃないか
I
もし
might
れない
not
じ
be
ゃ
an
ないです
outsider
か。
though.
お前、
You. Why do you
な
want
ぜそこま
answers
で
so
知りたがるん
badly?
だ。
そんなの
Is it
当
not
たり前です
obvious? Who wouldn't want to know more about their
自分のこと
past?
気にしない人なんているはずないです。それに
And besides,
私
I think I
たく
heard
さん
lots
の
of
声
different
を聞いた
voices
気がするんで
in
す。
front of the room where I
こ
found
の
this
写真が貼
photo.
ってあった部屋の前で。うまく
I
言え
don't
ない
know
んで
how
す
to
けど、
describe it,
とても
but it all
懐か
felt
しい
so
感じがし
familiar.
ました。 もしも
If
あの
one of
声
the
の中
voices I
に
heard
この
belonged
人
to
がいる
her,
なら
she must have been a dear
きっと
friend of mine.
私にとって大事な友達だったはずです。大事な友
Is it
達の
so
こと
wrong
を
to
知り
want
たい
to
って
remember
思
a
うのは
dear old friend?
いけないことですか？
Like, just staring at me with a really scary look on her face. Did I go too far? Well, I can't help it. I really mean what I said.
お前
You're a real
面
pain in
倒
the
くさいやつ
ass.
だな
What?
百瀬さん
I
が
can
こっち
see
に
why
回してきた
Mose-san
のも
palmed you
わか
off on me. She stands up and starts to leeve the room, as if she's finished talking. Well, wait!
ください。
I quickly try to stop her.
話
We're
はま
not
だ
done!
少しここで
Wait
待って
here
い
for
ろ
a little bit. I'll find out if it's
教えてもいいの
okay
か
to
どう
tell
か
you.
確認を取る
Huh?
PC には
Don't
触れ
touch
る
my
なよ
computer.
なんだ。
Huh? I start thinking to myself as I'm left alone in the room.
案外
Maybe
友
she
達い
actually
るかも
does
し
have
れないな
friends.
あの人。
It's Erika, please. She keeps me waiting for about an hour. Just when I start to think that she's making me wait on purpose, she comes back into the room. She then tells me to follow her, and to promise that I won't tell anyone what I'm about to see.
事前に
And the fact that you already snuck into
適当に
Hekiko
忍
worked
び
in
込
your
んだという
favor.
事実が
He
聞
said
いた
that if you're going to be doing stuff like that on your own,
勝
it's
手
better
にそん
just
な
to
こと
tell
をされ
you.
るくらいならちゃんと教えておこうと言っていたよ
研究の
And
責
the
任
person
者の方です
responsible for
か？
the research said that?
まあ
Well, he's certainly
責任者には
responsible
違いない
for
か
a
な。
lot of things.
うん
Squints. Kinosato-san goes deeper into the building, then suddenly stops.
ここだ
This is the place. She turns around to face me. Lost the Sarika voice there, sorry, hang on. She turns around to face me as she puts her hand on the door.
ああ待て
Wait, I want you to promise me
入る
something
前に
before you
約
go
束をしろ
inside. Obviously,
公
you
害
can't
の
tell
用は
anyone
もちろ
about
んだ
what you'll see and hear.
はい。
Right.
この中の
But
連中
also,
を見て納
once you
得
see the
したら
people inside and you accept things as
今度
they
こそ
are,
渋谷には
promise
近
that this
づ
is
くな
time you'll stay away from Shibuya for good.
え
Huh?
それが
And that's the condition for telling you
お
what
前
you
の
want
知
to
りたがっ
know.
ていることを教える条件だ
Wait a minute.
ください。
What do you
それ
mean?
ってどういう。
会えばわ
You'll
かる
understand when you see them. Kinosato-san opens the door without waiting for my response. What I see inside the hospital room leaves me speechless. Only the dim light from the fluorescent lamps above illuminates the room. It looks like it's mostly the window putting light in the CG, but I can smell the peculiar scent of disinfectant. And there are 4 beds, each with a patient on them. And all of them are old women. And their bodies are hooked up to machines, like the ones you see on TV shows. They keep going beep, beep, in sync with the rhythm of their hearts.
こっちへ来い
This way.
あ、
Oh. Konosato-san calls me from next to the bed furthest in the back. I come up to her, and suddenly I gasp. And the girl who's sleeping right here, there, is her. The one who I was smiling with in the photograph.
クルスノノ
Kurisu Nono,
18
age 18. A chaos child
Chaos
syndrome
child
patient.
症候群
She's been in a
患者
coma for 3 months.
昏睡状態になって約3ヶ月だ
I know those are switches, but the freaking thingamajig says tit twice. Anyways. She's my age, but she's been in a coma for 3 months.
さらに彼女
Unlike
は
the other 3, she had a terrible
他の三人と違って
laceration on her abdomen when she was
ここ
brought
へ
here.
運び込まれた時に
Wonder
胸部
who
にひど
did
い裂
that.
傷を負っていた
What?
怪
She
我を
was
してたんで
hurt?
すか？
まあ
Yeah. She was in critical
一時
condition
は
for a
危篤に
while,
陥った
but we managed to save her.
なんとか一命を取り留めたよ
For some reason, Kunosato-san frowns as she looks at me. Anyway, now you
まあ
understand,
とにか
right?
く
You won't be able to learn
これで分かった
anything
ろ
from her while she's in this state.
お前と
Let
彼
alone
女
what
が
her
どういう
relationship to
関
you
係だった
was.
のかそれを聞こうにもこの状態ではな
She points to the women on the bed as if to say, "Satisfied?"
昏睡
This
って
coma.
症
Was it
候群
caused
の
by
せい
this
なんですか
syndrome?
そうだ
That's right.
他の
And
人
the
たちも
others. And look at the other beds. Each of them had a name written above their pillow. Arimira Hinae, Kazuki Hana, and Yamazoi Uki. Yeah, it was all she said when I looked at them.
回復
They're going to get
するんですよね。
better, right?
さあ
I
な
don't know. The girl in the bed, Kurisu-san, is as still as a doll. Without the sound of the heart monitor, I thought I would know that she's still alive. It really does feel like I know her. Maybe. What was our relationship like before the accident? Were we friends at Hekiho Academy?
私
Why am I?
どうして
It feels like I'm almost remembering something important here, but it escapes me yet again. Kurisu Nono, Kazuki Hana, Aremiya Hinae, Yamazoi Uki. They're all names that I'm supposed to be hearing for the first time. But it doesn't feel that way. It's so frustrating not being able to remember.
3ヶ月って
If they've
こと
all
は
been in a coma for 3
昏睡状態
months,
が始まった
that
の
means it
は
started around the same time as the
不幸災
Restoration
の頃ってことですよね。
Festival, right? And I was told that's the same time I lost my memories. Could that really be just a coincidence?
どうしてみんな
Why'd
昏
they
睡
all
状
end
態
up
に
in
なってしまったん
comas?
ですか
それこ
And
そ
that's private medical
患者の
information.
重要
And
な
why
個
do you
人
want
情
to
報
know?
だ知ってど
直接
Maybe I
彼
can
女
do
に
something to help.
私のことを
I
聞
want
き
to
たいん
ask
で
her
す
about my past directly.
素人の
This isn't
前
an
にどう
illness
こう
that
で
an
きる
amateur
病気
like
じゃ
you
ない
can treat.
わからな
You
いじゃ
don't
ない
know
ですか
that. But no matter how much I argue back, Kunosato-san refuses to listen to me. She just keeps insisting that I leave and never go back to Shibuya.
じゃあ明日
Fine then. I'll just go back to Hekiho tomorrow.
何
Excuse me. Kunosato-san raises her eyebrows at my words.
だって
If I can't talk to
クルスさん
Kurisu-san,
がダメなら
my only lead
碧
left
学
is
園にしか
Hekiho
手が
Academy.
かりがない
The
です
guard there acted like he knew
守衛
me.
のおじさんが私のことを知ってたみたいだし
ふざけるな
Like hell you will. Kunosato-san angrily gets closer to me, and I step back.
そんなことを
Just
して
try
み
it.
ろ
I'll have Amose cut off your
百瀬さんに
living
言って
expenses.
生活費の振り込みを止めるぞ
What? That would be bad. No, I'm not giving up. Then I'll just get a part-time job. It'll be fine.
なるほど
Oh, you got
なかなかのガッ
guts.
ツだ
But in this country, it's hard to get a real job without a
身
guardian.
元保証人がいなければまともなバイトなどないらしいなそして
And your guardian is also
お前の身元保証
Momose-san.
人も百瀬さんだ
Okay, she got me with that one. If she won't let me get a job, then I can't survive.
ひどい
That's awful.
なんで
Why are you
そこまで
so...
いいから
Just listen to the warning
お
you
前
were
は忠
given.
告を守っていろ
だから
At least give me an
納得
actual
のいく理由
reason.
を教えてください
Why does she want to keep it a secret so badly? I don't think that I'm asking for something irrational.
お前の
It's
記
got
憶
nothing
云
to
々
do
は
with
関
your
係ない
memories. Hekiho Academy is in a
今、Hekiho
delicate
学園は
position right now.
微妙な立場に置かれてるからだ
Kunosato-san Kunosato-san runs an aggravated hand through her hair and shows me what's on the laptop she has I can read. And the screen shows a picture of a man.
あれ
Huh? I've seen him before too. Let's see. Wakuichi Chivichi. Role. Principal Investigator. Access Rights. Administrator Class Personnel. Master Access Rights. Class A Rights Holder. Specialty. Frontotemporal Lobar Degeneration FTLD Syndrome. Bipolar Disorder. Developmental Disorder Education. Achievements. Health Management Research for Chaos Child Syndrome. Differentiation of Chaos Child Syndrome for mental disorders. And more that we can't read behind the text box. But where I've seen him, I don't remember.
Wakuichi
Chivichi. The patients believed he was just a normal teacher, but the truth was different. He was one of the people in charge of the facility, and a scientist researching Chaos Child Syndrome. Immediately after the festival, he took all that data we had on the syndrome and vanished. Theft of patient information is a serious problem. The whole school was in an uproar. I like that you're noticing, like, the Microsoft Excel when Bo's live, but, like, victim list blatantly is really funny to me, too. But he was particularly nasty. He used his position as administrator to make the school his own private property. I can't tell you the details, but because of him, Hegiho Academy is in a highly volatile state right now. That's why I'm telling you to stay away from it, no matter what. Then tell her the information she's seeking, duh. Hey, are you listening to me? Huh? Oh, yeah. I can't take my eyes off the man on the picture. What is this? I know him from somewhere. Error not found for something. Oh. My eyes met with Kunosato-san's just as the scene flashes through my mind. Her look of annoyance is gone, and now she looks dead serious. Do you remember this man? Huh? Do you remember where you saw him? I try to remember the image I just saw. It was probably... Well, I can't say for sure, but I think I might. But even if I do, why would I know that place? As I wonder that, I suddenly hear Kunosato-san whisper something. She remembers the location of the device. Was the memory alteration imperfect? Huh? What did you say? No, it's nothing you need to worry about. Just tell me where you saw him. This is very important. Sure, okay. But in exchange, I have a request. Was there a request for wafers? Because I'm suddenly craving them. I don't know why. And so, I tell her the idea I just came up with. Wafers. After I leave the patient room where the 4 girls are sleeping, I'm taking even deeper into the hospital. We have to wait for a while, as Kunosato-san needed to get permission from above and negotiate. I ended up waiting for several more hours. It's probably night outside by now. The further into the hospital I go, the colder the air becomes. It feels like something terrifying is waiting for me. Where are we going? I'm fulfilling my end of the bargain regarding the condition. There's another patient you need to meet. Huh? Is what I said that difficult to do? I didn't think it was. Shinjo-san. Hmm? That's a good Shinjo-san sound. Kunosato-san takes me down the hallway to an area marked staff only, no entry. A man in a suit turns around to be waiting for us there. His eyes go wide with surprise when he sees me.
何のつもりだ
What are you thinking?
まさか
You can't do this.
説明
I'll
は
explain
部屋の中で
inside.
する。あんたも来い。
Kunosata-san says as he brushes past him.
尾上、
On the way. Yes?
この人は
This is Detective Shinjo from the Shibuya
刑事だ。
Police. He's helping us with our
カオス
research
チャイル
into
ド症候
Chaos
群
Child
の研究
Syndrome.
に協力してもらっている。
A detective? Helping to study a disease? Is this kind of thing common?
No.
I bow my head, still confused.
新庄さん、
Shinjo-san, how long until the guard changes How long until the guards change shifts?
しばらくは
We
大丈
have
夫
some
だ
time, but he's going to be
彼
mad.
が怒るぞ
だろうな
I'm。sure. Anyway, just come with us. This is important for you to hear too.
重要な話だ。
Kunosato-san goes further down the hallway. I follow. It feels like something scary is getting closer.
誰
Who
がいるん
exactly
です
is
か？
in that room?
部屋に入れば
You'll know
わか
when
る
you go inside.
君も
You
ニュ
at
ー
least
スく
watch
ら
the
い見るだ
news,
ろ
right?
ニュース
The news?
有名
Is
人
this
です
person
か？
someone famous?
ああ
Yeah.
久
I'm
野
sure
里さんからも
Kunosato-san
注意さ
told
れ
you
てると
this.
思うが
But you need to keep
これ
everything
から
you're
先
about
の
to
こと
see
は
and hear an
絶対に
absolute
秘密にしてく
secret.
れ彼自身
I'm
のことは
referring
もち
to
ろ
the
ん
man you're about to
彼
meet.
に会った
But you
こ
also
とや
can't tell
こ
anyone
の場
that
所
you
の
met
ことも
him,
喋っ
or
ちゃいけ
even
ない
that this place exists.
いいね
Got it?
Yes,
はい
sir. What kind of famous person could he be if they need all this secrecy? The two of them stop in front of a certain door. And there's a no visitors sign on the door, and the small window is barred. Only a faint light is coming from inside. The detective then takes out something. It's a key. The door must be locked from the outside. Tension is clearly building between the two of them. It starts to even make me feel nervous too.
尾上、
Yes?
お前は
How much do you know about the
ニュー
return
ジェ
of
ネ
the
レー
new
ションの狂気
generation
の再来事
madness?
件についてどこまで知っている？
The return of the new generation madness? I know about what you'd expect.
ニュースで流
I
れ
heard
て
that
い
they
ることな
said
ら
about what they said about it on TV, I
ある
guess.
程度だと思
It
いま
was a
す
spree
け
of
ど
serial killings in
渋谷で
Shibuya,
起きた
right?
その連続殺人ですよね。
犯人につい
What do
て
you know about the killer?
私の
He
一
was a
個
boy
上
a
の
year
男
older
で
than me.
なんだ
What
っ
was
け
his name?
宮なんと
something?
か宮
Miyazawa?
沢
宮
It's
代だよ
Miyashiro.
宮
Miyashiro
拓郎君
Takeru-kun.
ああ
Oh, yeah,
そんな名
that's what
前
it
でした。
was. Back when I borrowed Ayaka's phone to look up Chaos Child Syndrome, I saw his name a few times on news sites and blogs. At first, I wondered why he was showing up in my search results, but when I read them, I found that it was because he had Chaos Child Syndrome too. By the time Ayaka and Aoi told me not to look, it was too late. I'd already seen photos of the crime scenes. They were awful. Just remembering them makes me feel nothing but sheer anger and hatred toward him.
私と一
I
つし
can't
か違
believe
わ
that
ない人
someone
が
only a year
あん
older
な
than
こ
me
とをし
could
た
do
なん
something
て
like that.
信じられませんけど。
Maybe he just wanted attention. Maybe that's why he did something so cruel. And they even said that one of the victims was his own little sister. I still can't believe that.
事件後
Do you know what happened to
Miyashiro
Miyashiro
がどう
after
な
the
ったか知って
incidents
いるか？
concluded? Huh? I don't know.
さあ
But
でも
he was arrested,
逮捕
right?
されたんですよ
Isn't he
ね。
going to be put on
裁判
trial
と
or
かするんじゃないん
something?
ですか？
For some reason, Kunosato-san glances at the door. So does Shinjo-san. Suddenly, I feel a chill, almost like cold ice is being pressed against the back of my neck. No way, it can't be. Is he the one that's inside the room?
カオスチャイルド
No one
症
has
候
ever
群から回
recovered from
復した
Chaos
人間
Child
は
Syndrome.
一人もいな
At
い。
least, as far as the public knows.
表向き宮代が事件を引
Miyashita
き
suffered
起
from
こした
chaos
当時
child syndrome when he committed
カ
the
オスチャイルド
murders,
症候群
but after he was arrested, we learned that he was
だが逮捕後に
recovering.
回復に向かっていることが確認された。
現状で
As
唯
of
一
now,
の
he's currently the only one
症
to
候群からの
recover
帰還者
from
だ
the disease,
病
so
気の
he's been
改善
given
のため
special permission to
特
be
別措置とし
quarantined
て
here
こ
to
の
help us
病院
find
に
a
隔離さ
cure.
れている。
Obviously, the public doesn't know anything about this, Kunosata-san added. Despite how cold it is in here, I start to sweat. The killer himself is working with Kunosato-san? And the police are in on it too? But
なんで
why do I
私
have
が
to meet
そ
someone
の
like
人と
that?
会わなくちゃいけないんですか？
No way. It's just the thought terrifies me. I don't want to meet him. Of course I don't want to. Who knows what he'll do to me?
安心しろ。
Don't worry. He won't do anything
あい
to
つ
you.
は
I'm sure
お
of
前
it.
には何もしない。絶対にな。
Kunosato-san doesn't listen to a word I say. Chijo-san then uses the key, and the door slowly opens. I instantly notice him in this dark room. He is sitting on the bed, looking right at me. He isn't tied up or anything, not even handcuffed. I take a small step back. He is very thin and wasting away, like a dead tree branch. It's hard to believe that someone like this was able to commit those horrible murders. Did he only just recover from chaos child syndrome? His face does look like an 18-year-old boy's, but his bony limbs and neck still look like they belong to an old man.
これが
So this is
宮
Miyashiro
代拓
Takuru? The real killer behind the return of the new generation madness?
新庄さん、
Shinjo-san.
国里さん、
Kunosato-san. This wasn't the
約束
deal.
が違う。
I find myself hiding behind Kunosato-san's back while he speaks. The kind of killer who could do something like that has to be a very scary man. My hand starts shaking as I hold on to Kunosato-san's white lab coat.
どういうことで
What
す
do you think you're doing?
無関係
Bringing
の
someone
人
who
を
has nothing to do
こ
with
こに
this
連れ
here.
てくるなんて。
I can tell from his voice that he's angry. I shrink back to try and hide from him.
状況
The
が変わった。
situation's changed. This is
こ
Onoe
いつは尾上セ
Serika.
リカ。
She knows about Hekiho
碧峰学
Academy.
園のことを知っているらしい。ある場所で
She also says that she remembers
Wakui
being
to
alone
Furikiri
with
で会ってい
Wakui
た
in a
覚えも
certain
あるそうだ。
place.
え
Miyashiro and Shinjo-san going, huh? Both Miyashiro and Shinjo-san grasp in surprise. He then stands up from the bed and walks over to me. I get scared and cling to Kunosato-san even tighter.
そんな。
No. That can't be.
そのまさか
It's true. It was probably in the facility that
この病院の
disappeared from the
地下から
basement of this
どこかへ
building.
消え去った施設のことだろう。新庄さんがど
And
れ
the
だけ
thing that
探しても
Shinjo-san
見つけられ
can't
ない
find
あ
no
れも
matter how hard he looks is
そこに
probably
あるはず
there
だ。
too.
そして
Onoe Serika remembers
尾
where
上
it
セリ
is.
カはその場所を覚えている。
本当なのか
Was that true? The detective grabs me and pulls me toward him. Naturally, this causes me to stop clinging to Kunosato-san.
どこだ
Where did you see
君は
him?
どこでそれを
Huh? It was... I almost answer him, but managed to barely stop myself in time.
ち
I can hear Kunosato-san groan. I was close. I can't tell them just yet.
尾上さん
彼女は取
She
引を
wants
したい
to
そう
make a
だ。
trade.
何
What?
どういうことです
What
か
do you mean?
施設の場
She
所を
says
教
she'll
え
tell
る
us where
代
the
わりに
facility is, but in
カオスチャイ
exchange,
ルド症
she
候
wants
群
to
の
help us
原因
find the
究
cause
明
of
に協力
chaos
させろ
child
と
syndrome.
言っている。
Miyashiro-san starts looking at me with narrowed eyes again.
尾上さん
Onoe-san,
だっけ
was it? Huh?
一つ
Can I ask you
聞いてもいいか
something?
な
I'm obviously still scared as he looks at me. But I work up my courage and look back at the killer.
何
What?
どうして首
Why
を
do you
突っ込
want
み
to
たが
get
るの？
involved in this?
素人の
I
君が
don't
協
think
力
there's
なんて
anything
言
an
ったっ
amateur
て
could do that would
何
help.
もできないと思うけど、
それは
Well,
施設の情報だ
just
け
tell the
刑事さ
detective
んに
with
教
the
えてさ、
facilities and go back to
い
your
つも通り
happy
の楽しい
normal
生
life.
活に戻りなよ。
I really don't think a person like you would understand how I feel. You're a maniac who attacked and killed your own family. But still, if I don't say anything, it'll just feel like I'm letting him win. Unless I decide to say what I'm thinking. My voice starts to fill with emotion, to the point that I practically start shouting in his face.
友達かもし
I
れない
just want to save a girl who might be my friend. Is there something wrong with that? And then again, it's not like you would understand.
そんな気持ちわかんないでしょうけど
Oh, buddy. Miyashiro doesn't say anything back. He just listens to me silently. And then, when I finish talking, he smiles a little. What? Why is he smiling at me like that?
宮代、
Miyashiro, I'm letting you make the final call here.
決定
Are
権
you
を
okay
お
with
前にや
that,
ろう。
Shinjo-san?
新庄さんもそれでいいか。
仕方
I
ないな。
guess I don't have a choice.
ありがとうございます。
I look at Kunosato-san and the detective in surprise. They're going to let a murder of whole people decide what to do with me? That doesn't make any sense.
ただ、
Just remember, the fact of the matter is that without Onoe's
前に
information,
進めないの
we're
も
not
事
going to
実。
make any more progress.
あの
If
施
we can
設さえ
find
も
that
使えば
facility, we can complete the
画像は
image.
完成できる。
分かってま
I
す。
know.
久野里
Kunosato-san,
さん、
Shinjo-san,
新庄さん、
can you leave me alone
少
with
し
it for a little while?
このことを二人にしてもらえませんか？
That suggestion shocks me even more. No, no way. Who knows what he'll do to...
好きにしろ。
Do what you want.
少しの間
Just
だ
for a
けだ
little
ぞ。
while, okay? But wait a second, I don't want this. I grab Kunosato-san's lab coat, but she just knocks my hand away. And then the detective, of all people, is the first to leave the room. And he tells me in an irresponsible, "Don't worry, you'll be fine." At least explain a little bit to Serika. She thinks you're abandoning her with a serial killer. And then he shuts the door. He even locks it too. I'm trapped in here. I'm too scared to turn around and face the bed. Who wouldn't be? I said some really awful stuff to him a moment ago after all. What will I do if he attacks me? And I glance over my shoulder. Miyashiro Takuri was still there.
座っていいか
I
な？
don't mind if I sit down.
長い
I
間
get
立ってる
tired
と
if I
疲れるん
stand up
だ。
for too long. Mood. Do whatever you want. Miyashiro takes a deep breath and sits back down on the bed. He rubs his knees like he's trying to feel for something. There's no strength in him, and he looks even smaller after sitting down. Yeah, sitting down does that to a person. He doesn't look like he's going to attack me. A little relieved, I finally turned to face him.
別におかし
I'm
なこ
not
とは
going to
し
do
ないよ。
anything to you.
さっき
I'm
の
just
続
wanting
き
to
を
hear
聞き
the
たかっ
rest
た
of
だ
what you
け。
had to say.
友達かも
You
しれ
said
ない
you want
女
to save a
の子
girl
を
who
助け
might
たい
be
っ
your
て
friend.
言ったよ
Right.
ね。
そう
Oh,
よ。
that's right.
だから
So
何
what?
それが
What's that? Miyashiro suddenly stops rubbing his knees. And then he looks directly at me.
それが今
Is that really
君
what
の
you
やり
wish
た
to
い
do
ことな
right
の。
now? For some reason, when he asked me that question, I find that I can't even speak for a second. I feel something boiling up deep within my heart. But then I answer him clearly.
そうですよ。
That's right. That's what I want to do.
私の
Is
や
that
りた
all?
いことですけど、話はそれだけ。
ああ、
Yeah. That's all. For some reason, Miyashiro smiles again. I still don't understand what that smile means. I see. And then he bursts out laughing. I don't know how to respond. He curls his tiny body up into an even tinier ball as he doubles over laughing. He shakes as he tries to stop laughing, but fails, and a hoarse voice leaks out of his throat. I don't find it funny at all. What's so funny? No, sorry. It's nothing. Oh, dramatic irony. Really funny shit.
それで君は
So, once you save this girl who might be your
助けてどう
friend,
するつも
then
り
what are you going to do?
私の
I'm
ことを
going to
聞
ask
く
her
のよ
about myself.
私
What I was like
どんな人
while I
間
was
だ
at
ったの
Hekiho
かって
Academy.
なんで壁宝学園にいたのかって
そっ
I
か
see. Alright,
わかった
that's a relief.
安心し
In
た
that case, please help
僕らに
us.
協力してほしい
Huh? Relieved? What's that supposed to mean? This really doesn't make any sense at all.
いい
Are
の
you sure
そんな
you're
簡単
really
に
okay with
OK しちゃって
this?
あ
Yeah,
君のやりたい
I won't get in
こ
the
と
way
は
of what
絶
you
対に
want to
邪魔しない
squints.
まあ
Well,
ある
as
とこ
long
ろに
as you
踏
stay
み
out of
込んで
certain
こなければ
places.
だけどね
Certain places?
何それ
What do you mean?
こっちの話
Never
さ
mind. Thanks for your
協力
help.
よろしくな
Miyashiro offers me his hand as he smiles. Does he want me to shake it? Is this some kind of joke? I look away, and he stops smiling and scratches his head.
ああ悪い
Sorry, I wasn't thinking.
He seems like a normal, awkward boy. It's hard to believe that he's a kill. Wait, what am I thinking?
私
My mind flashes back to those pictures of the murders. The blood everywhere, the expressions of pain, the cruelly tortured bodies. The anger I almost forgot nearly came back.
言っと
Just
く
so
け
we're
ど
clear,
どんな理
no
由が
matter
あって
what your
も
reason was,
人を
killing
殺すな
someone
ん
is
て
never right.
絶対に許されないからあんたは
What you did is the
最低な
worst thing a
ことしたんだから。
person can do. The person in front of me killed his own sister, and then said he'd kill himself in public. But in the end, he didn't. He killed all those people, yet he was too scared to die himself. He must truly value his own life. But the people he killed had their own lives that they valued too. They all had their own lives, friends and families. All the things that I'm trying so hard to get for myself. Maybe I'll never get them, no matter how hard I wish for it. And he just stole them all away from those innocent people.
私
I
あんた
I
みたい
hate
なやつ
people like you.
大嫌い
I don't know what effect my words have on him. He just sits on the bed and silently looks up. And suddenly, he smiles at me again.
何よ
What? What's more, there are even tears in his eyes. His tears are so honest and true that I find myself overwhelmed. And they fall to the bed without a sound. How long did we stay like that? I have to remind myself that the person in front of me is a serial killer. If I don't, I feel like I might forget my anger completely. I can't believe myself.
今
It's
更
too
泣い
late
て
for
後悔
crying
し
and
たって
regrets now.
手遅れよ
Miyashiro keeps crying, but he doesn't stop smiling. His face looks like a parent watching a child.
後悔なんて
And I don't have any regrets.
しないよ
And don't
僕は
regret what I did. I'm
自分のしたこ
satisfied.
とに悔いはない満足してるんだ
He doesn't regret it, even after all those horrible murders he committed. And I can tell that is serious too. It's like his crying tears of joy.
この
Yo, scum! I don't want to talk to him for even a second longer. I head to the door and call for Kunosato-san and the detective. And they come inside and look toward Miyashiro, without bothering to see if I'm okay.
結果は
And what did you decide? Miyashiro wipes away the tears as he speaks.
協力してもらうこと
I
にしまし
decided to
た
have her help us.
いい
You're
のか
sure?
はい
Yes. The two of them are looking at him as if they're looking at something utterly heartbreaking. But he just keeps laughing and crying.
僕が考え
Which
て
is
た
a little
普通
different
の
than
女
what I
の子
thought
と
a
はちょっと
normal
違い
girl
ますけ
would
ど
be. But
彼
if she
女が
wants to help Nono,
ノノを
then let's
助けたい
accept
と
her
思って行
offer.
動するのなら協力してもらいましょう。
のの
If I remember correctly, Nono is the first name of Kurisu-san, the woman in the hospital room. Does that mean the two of them are friends?
宮代
Miyashiro. I just want to
Yeah,
ask this
but I
once to be
couldn't
sure. Kunosato-san's voice is low. She's probably worried all over here.
お前はも
You aren't who
う
you
以
used
前
to
のお
be.
前じゃない
You can't use your power.
力
You know
が使
that,
えない
right?
それは分かっ
はい
Yes.
何度
I've
も
tried
試
it
しまし
many
た。
times. I can't even see my
もう僕には
D-sword anymore.
理想度も見えません。
Power? D-sword? What were they talking about?
最悪の事態
When
に
things
陥
go
っても
south, you won't be able to rely
力
on
に
your
は頼
power.
れない
You're willing to go through with this
それで
anyway?
もやるんだな
はい
Yes.
ノ
For
ノたち
Nono
の
and
た
the
めです
others'
から
sakes.
というか
Really?
久野里
This
さんら
isn't
しくな
like
いです
you.
ね。
Aren't you happy
委員
just to
会
get
の
a
情報
promotion
さ
on
え
the
手に入れ
committee?
ばそれで満足じゃないんですか。
Miyashiro chuckles, and Kunosato-san frowns and looks away.
うるさい
Shut up. I've never seen
自分
someone
から
throw
力
away
を捨
their
てて
power
戻
and
ってき
come
たやつ
back.
は初めて
I'm
だ
not sure how to respond to you.
対応が難しい
Alright, that's because you haven't seen Takumi. Because he's just kind of doing his own thing outside of Shibuya. Are you absolutely sure? She asks. Miyashiro nods.
大丈夫です。
I'm fine. I don't need that power anymore.
もう必要ありません。
She's still looking away from him. Alright, she whispers. Detective Shinjo-san's mouth goes wide open in shock when he sees that.
なんだ
What? Is there something on my
私の顔に
face?
何かついているのか
No. I've just never seen you so obviously troubled like
困ってるとこ
that.
ろを初めて見る。普段から
It
そ
sure
うい
would
う
be
態度
nice
でい
if
た
you
ら
were
いい
like
のに
that more
な。
often.
あ、
No,
それいい
that's a
アイデ
great
アです
idea.
ね。
I think you'd be up
久野
to
里
it,
さんならできるんじゃ
Kunosato-san.
ないですか。
And one of them are gonna get smacked, if not both.
お前ら
Would you two
いい加
stop?
減に
あの 私
I
は
think
そ
that's a
の方
good
がいいと
idea
思います
too.
看
The
護
nurse
師さん
said you
に
were
気難
difficult.
しい人って言われてますよ
なんだと
Excuse me? Huh? Oh. I didn't mean to say that out loud. Girl. Kunosato-san is glaring at me fiercely. After that, she explains to me the rest of the plan, even though she's still ticked off the whole time. Finding out about Kurisu-san and the others, well, all the Chaos Child Syndrome patients actually, involved far more danger than I imagined. But I want my memories of my past back, no matter what. And that's enough to keep me from getting scared and backing out. I listened to Kunosato-san talk until late in the evening, and just barely managed to catch the last train home. Surely there can't be too much left, all things considered. Contemplating what to do. It'll be a short video for just the true end because I'm thinking maybe just splitting off
the endings into the video that I edited today, just so that way all of that ending stuff is together. This would be pretty short for its own video though. I guess not the end of the world short, but I technically have the Steam to keep going. Maybe like have a break first. Peachy, you're present, right? Break and continue till more. Maybe not the very end. I don't know how much left there is. Or just end here. Indeed. I feel like I'd personally be happy either way, like calling it here or like taking a break and then doing more personally, so this is a really good stopping point, and there could be a lot more hijinks. Yeah. Because I wasn't expecting to finish the game tonight, I'm gonna be fucking honest. So if we keep that state true, that's fine by me. God. I wish I knew there wasn't that much, because I probably could have powered through the rest of that if I knew it was only gonna be like an hour or so. I would probably have been checking the time well, no, actually, now that I think about it, maybe not, because it was like already 5 hours. If I didn't fuck up getting on to the routes, we definitely would have cleared it without issue, though. Decisions. I think, yeah, let's just end it here, actually. Because either there's going to be a lot from this point onward, or not that much, and I wouldn't be mad at a somewhat shorter final stream type thing. But it also might not be short. It might be very long. We know how this game is. Like, I'm pretty sure Caduceus route ended up being like 6 hours or so. Like, not including... Because it wasn't too difficult to get onto the route. In fact, we got onto it by accident. But... Or maybe it was closer to 7 hours. And since that was technically the ending you were supposed to do before the true ending, I could definitely see that being more in line for how long the true ending will be. Because there's a lot that has been set up that still needs to be resolved for this part of the story. Like... Sure, Serika's on the team to help with the research and stuff, but then what type thing? So... But yeah, this is a time, I'll be sad about the game being over, I'll be honest. It's been our longest, by far, science adventure series game. Like, I have 86 hours into this. I think the next closest in length would be Robotics Notes. Let me see how long we spent on that.
If I can find it. Where are you, robotics notes? What? Oh. When did Saikate Station end up in mine? Anyways, there you are. Robotics Notes Elite. 84.7 hours for Robotics Notes Elite. And then for Chaos Child, and I already said it, but I forgot. We're at 86. So we haven't put that much more time yet, but we're still more time in than Robotics Notes Elite. And there's still definitely at least, I want to say at least a couple more hours. Easily more. Like I could see 2 to 4 more hours left for the true ending. Screaming. I think the main thing that's kind of getting to me about it too is that like I looked up how long anonymous code will be, and it's so much shorter. It's shorter than linear bounded phenogram. And that's like, what do you mean it's shorter than that one? But it does make me wonder where we'll be in science adventure games for by the time Science Gate Reboot is out. Like, because a small part of me doesn't want to necessarily do Steins Gate Elite because Steins Gate Reboot will exist soon. But at the same time, My Darling's Embrace doesn't have a patch yet from the Committee of Zero, but Steins Gate Elite does. So maybe Steins Gate Elite, and depending on when that's done, we could easily hop into either My Darling's Embrace or Steins Gate Reboot. It could be interesting if it is like Steins Gate Elite and then Steins Gate Reboot back to back, to be honest, even if it's pretty much a lot of the same game. But for comparison purposes, it would be pretty easy if they ended up being back to back like that. Shrug. That's a later problem. I'm getting ahead of myself. We're only finishing this game, and I'm already talking about what we're going to do after the next game, and we still have to do the watch party of Occultic 9 in between, which, by the way, we will be starting that off by looking at the bad ending for Kurisu's route, because it's in the code, but it's not obtainable. But the Committee of Zero was able to extract that, so it would be definitely interesting to see what that would be if it was actually accessible, because I am curious, and that'll definitely probably hit a lot harder after finishing the true end too. We're almost all caught up on the Science Adventure series too, which is also weird. I am excluding like the side games that we can't play. Like excluding side games that we can't play because they're not available on Steam. We literally have Steins Gate Elite after Anonymous Code. Well, My Darling's Embrace too, but My Darling's Embrace is a side game. Never mind what I'm talking about. That's weird. This is a weird place to be in. Anyways, I should figure out who we're reading into. That might be a good idea. All my friends raided into each other and then they ended up ultimately being raided into me. Isn't that kind of funny? Let's see who's live right now. Yuki no Fira is doing some just chatting, a final stream before a hiatus. Ooh. Semi-Sin is escaping the trials in the Outlast trials. Oh my god. Pachi's stream title is Le Poison Steve. Le Poison Steve has been living in my head rent-free, because he keeps showing up all over my TikTok For You page. Le Poison Steve is good. If you are not familiar with Le Poison Steve, please look him up. He's glorious. Sully's doing more Somnium Files. Nirvana Initiative specifically.
Yeah, let's go raid into Apache. I haven't raided them in a hot minute. They're working on some art. Their title is Ripples on Steve. I don't know how relevant that is to their stream, but, you know, it's guaranteed to be a good time because Ripples on Steve. Yeah, thank you guys so much for joining. As always, I really, really do appreciate it. I hope to catch you all next time. Hopefully you will be here when we finish up Chaos Child and the watch party in the Discord after we're done, before we get into anonymous code screaming. But yeah, I do appreciate your support. And even if you're not here next week for more Chaos Child, I hope to see you anytime between then with my many other streams. See the stream schedule posted on Blue Sky and Discord. I keep forgetting to post it on YouTube, my bad. But until then though, I'll catch you all later. Yeah. I'm so good at words. No, I'm not. Okay, bye-bye. Where is my ending screen? There it is.